Welcome back to Hidden Power. This is a Pokemon podcast, and today we're live streaming Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We are doing the raised odds shiny hunting for the, what is it called? Flamigo. There's a new event going on right now. We're going to be playing this today. I am with Jake Steinberg. You know him. How you doing, man?
I'm doing so well. It's Friday.
It is Friday, man. I'm in a good mood. I'm very relaxed right now. It's been a busy week.
I need you to take me there. I see where you're at.
Come down to my level. So we're in the Union Circle right now. I don't think there's any real challenge, but I think what will be fun to do is to do a little bit of shiny hunting. And the thing that I always see online is that people are able to steal shinies from each other. What I'm realizing is I don't really think Jake actually has any strong desire to even obtain one of these shiny Flamigos. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've said it a couple times and you seem unfazed. So maybe this is my attempt at a challenge run, really, in a Pokemon game. But yeah, man, I'm chilling. I hope everyone's doing so great. Ryan, I just got the lore dump on why your username is Gassy Watchhog. It is pretty funny. It's pretty good.
Jake, do you see my guy here?
Yeah, I know. I keep looking over to see if I can see what you're looking at, but I can't. Yeah, your guy's just spinning. You're just doing.
Dude, I'm gonna get a
travel vlogging. Oh, is that what you were trying to do?
Exactly,
okay,
dude, exactly. Oh my God. Wait, no, this is good. I'm gonna get a little snap of us. Oh, this is nice.
Is this good, or should I?
Oh, I got a great snap. Snap.
Should I send out a Pokemon?
As a matter of fact, I'll show everybody what I got here.
Yeah,
How
please.
Nice is this? How nice is this?
Oh, that's
snap?
nice. Look at us. Oh, I'm just
my
invisible.
God.
I'm floating.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Koraidon didn't make it into this.
Yeah. Man, did you see that? There was a new video that came out depicting. It was kind of it was not claymation, but it was this animation of. There was 3 animations showing these characters, like just the Scarlet and Violet characters, doing various things: raids, shiny hunting, making sandwiches. Okay. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, and it was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, it said you shared an image. Can I look at the image?
Yeah, I actually pressed that, and I had no idea if you would. I didn't know if that would work that way. But
it does.
It'd be cool if you could.
Yeah,
whoa, that's crazy,
this is fun.
actually.
I like this.
I had no idea you could do that.
Yeah, this is cool. I like this. Man, this game continues to impress me. Maybe not impress me, but surprise
some
me.
Stuff in here.
Surprise me. You do have a little Flamigo sigil on your hat right there.
No way.
Yeah, a little bit. Very
Oh,
fitting.
you're right.
You put that on for just the stream? That's awesome.
Of course.
That's awesome, man. But yeah, these animations were cool. They were pretty short. They were simple. There's like nothing like important in them. But it was just nice to see how maybe the Pokemon Company imagines the world of Paldea in these games. Because the animations they were just pretty. Like seeing all the Pokemon. Wow, this is nice. Dude. I honestly, I've fallen in love with this Pokemon, Chienpao. It, to me, is just like a little... I mean, it's a cat, but it's like a little puppy dog. I love it.
Okay, you know what I really like about those animations?
Yeah.
I think this is something I try to put my finger on for people all the time, and I try to explain to people how Pokemon is different from like every other video game brand in the world, because I legitimately believe that like the average Pokemon fan over years and years will see this region get fleshed out through other media, and it will like infect their memories of the game. And like your vision of Paldea is not built just from this video game. It is built from a million things that you consume.
Yeah.
And it actually like affects what you think of the region when you're playing the game, which is like just interesting to me.
No, I mean, I think that makes total sense. And it kind of actually makes me feel like I'm missing out a little bit for not watching the current anime. Actually, maybe that doesn't even take place in Paldea, but it obviously, does. It's another way to access a lot of like the Pokemon that are new to the region. Actually, yeah. So, no, that's cool, man. I like that. Let's go find a flock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check if I can figure out the buttons here. I'm assuming it's just in mainland Paldea. So I'm gonna go over to mainland Paldea. Let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah, there they are. We can really pick any of these. Do you want to pick one in particular, Jake?
Wherever you feel that the shiny will be.
What do we think, chat? What do we think? There's a flock near the East Province in Area 2. There's one south of the North Province, which is Area 2. Man, these names suck. There's one near Tag Tree Thicket. That sounds fun. I'm going to go near Tag Tree Thicket.
Wow. Okay. Let's do it.
And you're in my world, yeah. So if you go there as well, then
all right.
I guess it's kind of a race to get there. So I'm gonna fly right over.
No, stop! You're kidding.
So the shiny should show up in the overworld.
I gotta tell you, you're really gonna want to see the picture that I just shared.
Oh shoot! Did I just like?
You're really gonna want to see it.
All right, I'm gonna go check it out.
Trust me. Now, can I see where you put a little marker down on the map?
I don't know, but we can find out.
Because I have no idea where to go.
Tag Tree Thicket is.
What does that mean? Yeah, what does that mean?
It's just right on the map. It's just what one of the forests are called. It's in the northeastern part of the map, underneath like the snowy area. This is mainland Paldea.
Oh, I see it.
Do you see my arrow or my my marker?
I don't think so.
Okay. I feel like you're kind of trying to distract me a little bit with this picture, but I'll bite.
No, you have to.
I'll bite.
Have to. I think you're gonna like this one.
I don't even know how to.
But back to the Poke Portal.
Do I have to go to the portal?
I mean, no. You just go to the portal in your menu, right?
I don't. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Oh.
This is so tough, man. Nope, that's not it. I wish I was better at this. Oh, the Poke Portal. Got it. All right, here we go. And then Union Circle. Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, look at that.
That's nice. That's
Come
me.
On.
What am I thinking about?
You're thinking about how much you love sandwiches.
Yeah. We made a TikTok recipe. Rest in peace. I think the TikTok recipes end tonight or maybe tomorrow. Never again will my wife and I enjoy a sweet and convenient and trendy TikTok dinner recipe.
I forgot it's over. Rest in peace.
Kind of disappointed, man, because we've been ramping up our team, having people help out to create short form content.
Right.
And when I first started my channel, TikTok was awesome for just kind of getting feedback immediately, like at a little faster rate when it came to like what was good content or whatever. I was able to get like hundreds of thousands of views on TikTok, making content that like in a completely different style than I do now. But it was a lot of fun, and then I stopped using it for like 2 years, and I just focused on YouTube, and I kind of wish maybe I kept up with hidden power stuff. Oh, I just drove right past the Flamigo flock.
What are you doing?
I don't know, man.
Already down
I'm just
there.
yapping. Oh, dude, there's a ho-oh. Oh, no, that's your ho-oh.
That's funny.
That was scary, dude.
Oh man.
So my move is I just run in and out of them, but maybe they.
Oh really?
Maybe you don't have. Maybe we do actually have to kill them though.
Wow, I'm clearing them out.
All right, that sounds good. Let me get. Yeah, I got the dog.
These Flamigo, they don't know what's coming. Dude.
I know. Jake's gonna kill one of the shinies, I think.
No, they can't kill him in Let's Go.
That's true. Yeah.
They can't kill him with this. Yeah. Wow, I love that guy you've got running with you though. He's cool.
He's a legendary.
Oh,
I feel like he feels like a legendary.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't respect those guys, and I think you're making me respect this one more.
Yeah, this one's cool. I like how it's just a big cat. It's a good boy. They're kind of weird. A lot of legendary Pokemon feel weird because they I feel like the designs of a lot of legendary Pokemon don't actually match up with standard Pokemon, and I think that's for a reason. Like that's intentional.
Sure.
And so I find them to be difficult to enjoy until they really like kind of soak in, right?
You know, I think like 2 out of the 4 of them are all right. I like the one that you have now, and I like the one that's like covered in a like a ghillie suit.
Ooh.
I like that one.
People like the fish.
No, the fish is dumb.
I think the fish is stupid. I think the fish is like fine if it was like a cool, maybe a psychic type goldfish Pokemon. But because it is a legendary, I just don't think it has enough going on for its design.
I agree.
I don't know.
It's hiding something.
Yeah. Yeah, but what were we just talking about before that? I feel like I was on a wave.
TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok. I mean, I don't know. I'm sad to see it go. We'll see what happens. I'm hopeful, and I'm sad for more selfish reasons. Like I think it's a tool that I could use to bolster and grow like my businesses. Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it. I don't know. How's chat feeling? Noivy's in the chat. Noivy was able to. He's a tattoo artist, and he was able to get a lot of business through TikTok. I don't know if I don't know if that's TMI, man, but
there's a lot of businesses that have leveraged themselves in that way, and a lot of, I don't know. The thing that's crazy about it is like their reasoning for getting rid of it is just a lie.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so
there's no issue with Facebook. The US government doesn't care about Facebook. They don't care about anything until it is a threat to them, definitely.
And then it like really just ends up coming down to a Supreme Court vote. And it's like, dang, dude, democracy, what is that?
I know.
Thank you, God Kings of the Supreme Court.
That's one of the first, like when I was a kid, right? Like when you first learn about like democracy, I feel like that's one of the first things that like everyone thinks. They go, why don't we vote on these things?
Dude, we don't vote on anything.
Right.
When was the last time you were like, I'm voting on something? Like
it's always it's always those like weird amendments or whatever at the bottom of a ballot, and it's always worded so weirdly, and you're like, I think I'm voting about this correctly.
Then you go to your
I think I understand it.
You go to your local election, you go, finally, I'm going to vote on something that matters, and they go, oh, this year there are actually no ballot measures, and I go, oh, cool. I go, okay, I guess maybe in a couple years.
Yeah, but so TikTok's going away. Anyways, this is what I was waiting to say. It was a high protein. What is it called? Chicken parm.
Nice.
Like a chicken parm bowl. So good.
Sure.
The main thing, substitute mozzarella cheese, a little bit of for cottage cheese. That's been a bit.
Really?
I've always enjoyed cottage cheese. Kind of put it down for about 5 years. It's come back into my life swinging. I don't know if you ever enjoy cottage cheese from time to time.
I'm not like a hater, but it's
okay.
I'm not going out of my way.
All right.
Yeah.
You don't have any like strong opinions?
No.
No, you haven't written any like essays about it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Gotta do the close read.
That's true. I did just get an email. This feels good. PAX East confirmed media badge 2025.
There you go. Nice.
That feels good. I was a little bit nervous signing up this year for 2 reasons. I was like, for one, I barely did any coverage. Like I got the media badge last year.
Why would you even go to that?
because Nintendo was there, and it's kind of selfish. It's like Nintendo's there and Pokemon was there, so there's so there are Pokemon people who are there, like creators,
Gotcha.
And that's what's fun about it. And it's just so convenient for me. It's like a 50-minute drive.
Right. Okay.
I get to sleep in I don't need to buy a hotel, so it's just convenient.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. But yeah, I was worried that they were gonna check my channel and be like, you didn't cover it, and also you haven't uploaded in 10 months. Is this account even dead, or is this even alive? But yeah, I signed up as Hidden Power Podcast, so we got in.
Nice.
We're in, guys.
Nice.
We're in. Any Flamigos yet?
So I actually went to a different Flamigo spot, and
no way.
I said, because I said to myself, I was like, wait a second, we could divide and conquer right now.
Oh, you
twice as, yeah.
You don't want to compete?
No, I'm saying one of us. Like, what if I find the Flamigo and then I go, Dusty, come over here, come over here.
Sure. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we're covering twice as much ground right now.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm in a little deserty area looking at all these Flamigos.
True. There's a little hill here that's like obscuring my vision.
Yeah, I don't like my little spot either, if I'm being honest.
What have you been loving about Pokemon recently? I saw that you were starting some new save files. Jake, you're quick. Well, you honestly, you were quick. You, like the velocity at which you get through video games kind of scares me.
Dude, I'm crazy.
Because it's like I don't know. Like you'll be like, I'm playing this, and I go, damn, I gotta pick that up. And then by the time I pick it up, a week later, you're like, I'm done. I'm playing another game.
Yeah, I mean,
it's intense.
I'll be honest. Sword and Shield, that shit it went so fast.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, you can kill these games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I locked in, I'm at the Elite Four now. So like, it took me a week once I actually
you remember
when
it came out, it was like how long did it take you to get to the Elite Four when it came out? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think instinctually I just like take my time with new Pokemon games.
Wow, good for you.
But I think it actually I'm realizing I think it hurts my enjoyment of the games because I don't actually allow myself to just be free with it. I instead like I'm I don't know. I think the way to go in the future, now that I'm like, I think what I need to do is just rip through the game and then go back and have fun with it, and all that extra stuff is post game for me, right? But hey, Nerdy Seb, thanks for the $2. Hello to the 2 legends.
Nice.
Hope you're having a good week, man. We saw you earlier this week, so it's good to see you. Jake, do you know what we're looking for with this? Not to throw you another question, but yeah.
It's white.
Yeah, it is white. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a pale. Jake, what do you think about this little Easter egg on my screen right now?
Oh wait, let me look.
I know you love Easter eggs.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. I thought that was fun. Yeah, I like. I remember when that showed up in like pre-release footage. I think it was like off in the background. I was like covering it for Game Explain, I think. Yeah. And I remember being like, "Yo, what does this mean?" Turns out nothing, but it was cool. It was cool for a second there.
It is cool. Yeah. So, have you been playing any fun games?
Yeah. So okay. So on my channel, we are about to start this upcoming week. We are going to do a Pokemon book club where we all play the same game together.
That's fun.
And we kind of like talk about it in the style that I talk about the games. So, and I'm going to be like asking the audience to like submit me some voice memos, some of their notes. Maybe people are going to draw pictures of the places they go. We'll put those up in the videos.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah. I want it to be like we're all. And my challenge to the community is that I think it's easy to play a Pokemon game and you bring in a lot of like outside knowledge and like, oh, I know that these games are like this because of this and this, and like research and development stuff. And what I'm challenging my community to do is we're only talking about stuff that we pull out from our experience playing the game. Don't bring in any outside stuff. We're just treating it like a book, you know?
That's actually so great because this thing that you're like, the thing that you're kind of establishing for everyone to do, it forces everyone to draw from the medium, right?
Yeah.
Like you're literally saying you can only give input if you, show your work, essentially. Mm-hmm. That's fun.
And and that's the thing is, so I'm working on a video right now for the channel. It's like a fully scripted video.
Yeah.
And it's about the calcified opinions of Pokemon and how. Yeah, I think there are like takes about every one of the games that are kind of repeated over and over again, and I don't really know how true they are.
That really has been your whole mission.
Yeah, when I find when I play the games myself, my experience varies greatly from those repeated takes. So I'm kind of trying to see like what do you think about these games, person who has played them before, maybe many times? Yeah. What do you think about them now? If you could like put aside what you think about them. Yeah. Like what? Yeah. So that's kind of my mission. So we're going to be playing Fire Red and Leaf Green, and I'm excited to get that started. It's been a while since I've played Fire Red and Leaf Green. You know, I love Gen 1, but I can't tell you the last time I played those. Yeah. So
that's Where can people sign up for this? Is it just in your Discord?
Yeah, it's going to be in my Discord. There will be a video up on the channel next week that kind of like explains it and is like, okay, here's what we're going to do. Here's the schedule. Here's how you participate. And then I'll be doing like streams of the sections on Twitch. Oh, and then fun. Hopefully every section will have just like a short edited video of like, here's what we saw. Here's what we discovered. Here's what we noted. The highlights, you know?
Can I play along?
Please, I would love it.
All right, cool. Maybe we'll do a little.
You gotta play along.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a stream, and that'll be part of the adventure. Can I submit my entire VOD to the the Discord?
Yeah, I know you got it, and I think and I'm excited because I just think it's fun to be like, all right.
No,
guys,
this is cool. It's a book club. Yeah,
nice. and I like the like.
And I like how private
everything.
I like how private this is, right? Because I think oftentimes when everyone's playing a game, it's when like the whole world is playing a game. Yeah. So you get a lot of like, I don't know. Yeah, you get all sorts of opinions that really aren't invested Like, it's so easy to throw out a tweet with, in good or bad faith, but still just be like how many things do you see every single day and you're like, oh, that's interesting, but you have no way to contact that person to ask them how they like to elaborate further. That's cool.
Yeah. And I'm excited just to talk about stuff that I think nobody really cares about. And things like, I don't know, man, I want to do a whole day on, all right, so which Gen 1 starter did you pick? Why? Because by this, at this point in time, we have all had a million opportunities to pick between Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander. So why did you pick the one that you picked this time? Yeah. And I don't know, silly stuff like that.
No, that's fun, man. I'm already kind of reeling my mind, thinking like, what one would I pick? Because I almost never even want to pick one of those three, because I've used them so often.
Right, and that's another thing. Like, will I have people in the club? Do you think that like box them?
Yeah, I think I might. Right.
I can't do it.
You can't do it? Okay. So
no,
which one would you pick?
So I have most often picked Bulbasaur. I think for this playthrough, there was a part of me that's like, oh, I'm gonna play Leaf Green and I'm gonna pick Bulbasaur, and I was like, no, I've done that so much. Yeah. And I think there's a part of me that's like, I have like maybe never picked Charmander.
Wow.
And I'm like, should I just go completely crazy and do Fire Red?
True hipster.
And pick Charmander?
Yeah. I think you should. If you don't want to do it, you should. Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't even know what the games are like with Charmander.
I used to always, so Fire Red, Leaf Green, I feel like that Gen 3 era, I used to play, I don't even know how old I was, but I used to play the game so often. And the move was I'd play the game and then transfer my Pokemon up. And the challenge I would give myself is to use a set of 6 that I had never used before.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And so it would end up like my later year teams would be like Venomoth, Persian, Mr. Mime, whatever. It'd be like stuff that I would never pick on first go around. But it was fun because I feel like I was able to appreciate all those Pokemon that I really didn't care about otherwise.
Oh, definitely. And I think especially like nowadays, you and I know that like you can pretty much beat a Pokemon campaign with any team that you want. Yeah. So it's not like it's not a
challenge. It's just about making it interesting.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe it might be Charmander, but I also know myself, and it's like when I'm in that lab and when Professor Oak and when my rival is standing next to me. Yeah. Oh my God, we all have to name our rivals.
Yeah, and that's a big decision.
Huge.
Right?
Huge.
I feel like I typically pick a friend to name it after.
Of course, right? I think most people do.
Okay. Yeah. Man,
I'm gonna tell my chat when we're streaming. I'm gonna say, do your best to resist calling your rival blue. Do your best to resist that. Yeah.
Do you think there's is this a shiny? No.
See, I almost started running.
No, it was not even a Flamigo. The Tauros are so difficult to see if they're shiny or not. They have 2 different shades of like black. It's like black and charcoal, and then they're like swapped and they're shiny.
All right, let me ask you this: how many, if you go to your items, how many Flamigo down do you have on you now?
Oh, I'm not killing them.
Oh, you're not killing them?
I let them spawn and then I run away. But only 4 are spawning at a time, which is not normally what happens with this. So I don't know if they did something different, if I should knock them out. Jake, I know you've been playing a lot of mods. Have you ever seen, do you think there's maybe like a Heart Gold Soul Silver mod that is like the story of like Kanto and Gen 1? Because I'm thinking about how sweet would it be to play through a Kanto game, but with the following animations, right? And the art style of Gen 4, that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, maybe. I think the DS games, there's less out there than the GBA ones. I'm playing. I would have to look. I'm not sure, but that would be. I mean, listen, that would be awesome.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Because you're playing.
There's definitely a lot of. Yeah.
How far are you into following Platinum?
Yeah, so I'm actually playing a ROM hack of Platinum called Renegade Platinum, and then I put the following thing on top of that.
Yeah.
And for the people listening, it's Pokemon Platinum with a vastly expanded dex. And it's a little bit tougher. So it's not, I think I'm still playing it on like the easy mode, but it's, you know, you go to like the first gym and he has a full team of 6 Pokemon. And like, I didn't beat it on my first try.
Oh,
and so
wow.
it's just, but I beat it on my second try.
Okay.
So, you know, so it's just a little bit more,
Just
a little bit
record.
more thinking than you're used to. Yeah, I like it. I think it's nice. And what I like about it is that I'm a little just like, I don't really care that much about Gen 4. I think after BDSP and Legends Arceus, I've seen enough.
Sure.
But I've never played Platinum before.
Yeah. I wonder if...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if you end up deriving something new from it. Oftentimes I really try to check myself. Like, I mean, I'm fine. I'm comfortable with being, with like getting a lot of enjoyment out of like the classic games because of my nostalgia. And it's what I grew up with. But I always try to check myself and be like, are these older games really that much better? Is BDSP actually just a better version because it's accessible? You know?
Right.
I don't know. So yeah, I'm curious to see if you're like, wow, this was a better game.
Yeah, I think like a few months ago, I tried to play just like normal Platinum, and I was like, I don't care about this. This is not pulling me in. There was just nothing. So I think like the ROM hack of this, having like there be so many Pokemon, and I never know what's gonna pop out in the wild.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. And I think that alone is like doing a lot of the heavy lifting for me. But also, I gotta say, them following me around is nice.
Yeah. Well, that's the
It's
only
nice.
reason why I would want to go back and play it.
It looks great.
To see Turtwig just like bopping around behind you.
Yeah.
What's
I
your?
wish I had it next to me, but I don't.
So I was.
Yeah.
I think you're. It's probably changed by now, but from what I remember, you had Turtwig, Pidgey. Because this is I guess it's a mod of original Platinum, which is also, I guess, I don't know. I feel like that does actually. I feel like the encounters of Pokemon being altered in a mod does affect the experience quite a bit.
Oh, definitely.
So you had Turtwig, Pidgey, Nidorino, which is cool.
Yes,
then,
I'm loving Nidorino.
yeah, that's
Bloodline
fun.
is his name.
That's so cool. And you had you had a Beldum, I think you had.
So I just got that Beldum. It was a gift from Steven.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he gave me that, and
That's
I was like,
nuts.
I've never used one of these, so I want to use them.
That's fun.
Yeah,
what
I
else
just
did you
got 'em.
have? You had. There was more Kanto Pokemon.
Yeah, I was using. I
Machop.
noticed that he was using a lot of them. Oh yeah, I just picked up that Machop because
Yeah.
you know what a lot of these ROM hacks do?
What?
They have a way for you to evolve Pokemon,
Yes.
like like in the
Which
game.
is big, man. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, so
using
I
a
was
new
like-
Pokemon.
Right, so I was like, oh, okay, I actually want to get this Machop, and I haven't looked it up. I want to see if I can figure out how to evolve it to Machamp on my own.
Yeah.
That's my little challenge.
That's cool.
So I'm going to be like really looking at all the items and being like, hey, this is a weird item, and stuff like that. So
That's fun. That's
maybe
fun.
maybe he'll just level up and evolve.
Yeah, that could happen. I guess it depends
Yeah.
on the mod.
So I'm into that.
What else was on your team? You had something called, I think. I don't know. You had a cool team. It was a good team.
Yeah. No, it was fun.
Are there any Sinnoh Pokemon that stand out to you?
Just from Gen 4 in general?
Yeah, because there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot that you can get early on in the game.
Let me take a look.
You don't have to answer all this. I'm just curious.
No.
I don't even know how far
because
into
I
the
love
game
it.
you are.
No, I love it. So I will say I do like Turtwig. Like, just, he's definitely like one of my top starters.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking at this list of Gen 4 Pokemon, just looking at them all in front of me, these are not my people.
Okay.
Yeah, these are not my people.
All right.
Well,
you got the whole game. You got the whole game. Oh, okay. I see.
I like Tangrowth.
Yeah.
But
you had that in your sword playthrough.
yeah, this is tough. And then Pork Pie is on there. The
Yep.
Venmo Swine.
See
Yep.
what? All of these end up just feeling like Gen 2 or Gen 1 or whatever game or generation the beginning of the line started from. You know, it's like but when it comes to like a brand new line, it's tough to pick out favorites.
Yeah, they're not my people. It's like we all have our gens where we go, man, I like all of these, and I know what they are for me. So,
Sure. Nerdy Seb is asking me about the Skeleton Crew finale. I don't know if I really want to go into detail with that, just because it's could
You
be a
don't know who's
spoiler.
listening.
Yeah, I want to be fair about that, but Jake, I think I mentioned to you like a month ago or whenever the show started. There's like the Star Wars show where
you love it. Yeah,
it's so cute. It's so cute. I just keep watching these. I just keep watching the episodes. It's these 4 kids and they're acting like kids and they're playing kind of stupid, like in a cute way, right?
Yeah,
it's just like classic kid responses to everything. And they just get lost in space and it's so nice and I'm enjoying it. And I gotta say, like, one of the biggest things that I always hear from like grumpy Star Wars fans online making videos is that like the writing sucks. And I would be curious to get. I'm just thinking about this now. I would be curious to get your take on some of these shows to see if the writing is actually the problem, or if it's, or maybe what part of the writing, right? Because I don't know. I feel like people are always quick to be like to act as if they know what it's like to create the show. You know?
So I have a writing mentor that like he gave a speech about this once and it always stuck in my head. He is like, people love to criticize writing when they're not reading, and I was like, whoa, because how do you know the writing is bad?
Sure.
You're not reading the script.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of like taking a guess. That the thing that, you know what I mean? It's like maybe this director. So when you think about like.
It could also be keep going.
When you think about Luke, I am your father, this iconic moment that everybody remembers and we all hold it in such high esteem.
Sure.
Like those aren't even the words that were said.
Yeah.
Like, and the reason that moment is good.
I am your father.
You know, the reason that moment is good is because of the directing and the music and the acting and all of this stuff. But I bet you could find a lot of people that say the writing is good. And
funny, because I would say early Star Wars, most of the writing is like, I think it's kind of notoriously gibberish. Like it's a lot of like the words actually just don't flow. And I think I remember actors saying like what's her name, Carrie Fisher, saying like the writing was horrible and like they had to do so many different takes for her to say it properly, just because it was a bunch of gibberish.
Yeah, it's funny. I just think like when people think about I talk about this with video games all the time too. It's like when somebody says writing, you really have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, I was going to break it.
Yeah, it's kind of Gassy Watchhog said it in the chat. It's kind of just a cop out when you don't like something. Yeah. And I think that's true because like
it's like when I say graphics, when I just mean like visual whatever. Like I don't know what it is about the visuals I don't like. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, the graphics suck." But really, it's just like, it's stylized.
Yeah, and it's tough just because I think like, you know, I think some people consider writing like words on the page, and then at that point, it's like, are you judging like dialogue? Are you judging like the prose, like the word choice? Like, is the word choice the thing that you don't like, or is it the things that happen? Is it the sequence of events that you're like, I don't like that this is where they decided to go? Because frankly, that's not really writing either. It's like, I don't know, man. It's
would
such
you
an
consider
imprecise criticism.
Would you consider ideas writing? Like,
yeah, definitely. I mean, the problem with like talking about the writing in a movie is that you can't really talk about it unless you are looking at a script.
Okay.
And because like as somebody who's written scripts before, I think people would really be shocked at how much writing is in there that is not coming out of the mouths of characters.
Okay.
So is all of that writing on the page that I'm trying to do to set the scene for the person reading the script so that they can see it in their mind's eye, is that not writing because it's imperceptible to maybe the person watching it on the other side of the screen in its final form? I don't think so. It's still writing. And so it's just a tough thing. I think when I hear people say like they don't like the writing, my first question is always like, "Oh, I found a shiny."
No.
Yes.
Awesome.
Be specific,
guys. Put it on the board. Jake's got one. We're best of 10. Nice. There it is. There's the bird. That was fun. That's fun. Look, we're doing it, Jake. We're actually doing the shiny hunting.
I can't believe it.
Don't you love that? You were just like mid rant and then you see it.
I know.
That's actually. Oh, I got a shiny too.
No way.
Yes. There it is.
Are you where I am, or are you somewhere else?
No, I can't be. Yeah, because you're in battle too.
Wow, crazy.
That's fun. Oh, you got the blue boxing glove. The sick Hitmonchan. That's cool.
So you know how they call a boxer who's left-handed a southpaw?
Sure. Oh, like cold? That's cool.
I nicknamed him Northpaw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But like, okay. I like that. That's nice.
Because I think he looks like he's a little cold. You know.
Yeah.
He's
nice.
a Northpaw.
Ooh, should I catch this in a love ball?
That's what I tried to do. Oh no, I tried to do a dream ball.
Did it break out?
It did break out.
Here. Let's try it. I got 4 of them.
All right, I'm going for another dream
Come
ball.
on. Got it. We got it, chat.
Wow.
We got it.
Damn.
I gotta say, I appreciate. There's kind of a moment that's happening in the chat right now. A couple of Sawsbuck fans just kind of linked up. They just had like a Step Brothers moment. Like, did we just become best friends? The regional variant master says, "Dude, that's awesome. I have never met another Sawsbuck fan." So
nice.
That's awesome. I just want to shout out to you guys. You know, I forgot this Pokemon was fighting type.
Dusty, you said you got him in a love ball, so I threw out a love ball, and I got him too.
There it is, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are you nicknaming yours?
Oh, let's see.
This Pokemon apparently ties the base of its neck into a knot so that energy stored in its belly does not escape from its beak.
Oh, I know the name.
What is it?
Okay, so the energy in its belly doesn't escape. I'm calling him
Tums.
I'm calling him Tum Tide.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, Tum Tide.
You know, I was even gonna take it. We did. Is Pepsid? Is that another brand?
I think so.
Yeah. How about Tum? Yeah,
Don't
that's
leave
good.
me Tum Tide.
Dude, that's fun.
Oh, man.
I forgot this was even fighting type. This feels good. Ooh, Scrappy ability. The Pokemon can hit Ghost-type Pokemon with normal and fighting-type moves. It is also unaffected by Intimidated.
Ooh, mine has tangled feet.
That's cool. It should have tangled neck.
Yeah, for real.
Dude, this is fun. This is fun. Well, I'm going to keep going and just get another one, because why not?
Sure. Is this the only thing out? Oh, wow, it came up on my screen that you caught a Flamigo. It was like a little notification.
Oh, that's cool. That's fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
I feel like that took longer than it should have, but it was also kind of like perfect that we both got one at the same time.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, we got a couple of Sawsbuck fans in the chat. That's awesome. I love to see that.
Wow, Sawsbuck fans. Who's your favorite normal type?
It is a normal type, isn't it? Yeah. Favorite normal type, jeez.
Yeah.
Favorite normal type?
Yeah, favorite normal type.
There's so... Interesting. I don't know. I'd have to look at a list.
Yeah, come on. Wow.
Snorlax was the first thing that came to mind.
Me too.
And then I was like, that's not my favorite, though.
Come on. Snorlax is amazing.
It is good, but it's just iconic. There's a lot of good... There's a lot of good normal types. Recently, I've actually really been appreciating the Jigglypuff line.
Wow, Jigglypuff line.
Yeah. You know what we could do, Jake?
Tell me.
We got the bird.
Yeah, we got the bird.
We could... So that has a raised shiny odds. We could now go to a different... what are we calling them? A different spawn location. Oh, I see you on the map.
Oh. And
we could shiny hunt a Pokemon where there's a horde, but like without the shiny odds being increased. So a little bit more of a challenge, but kind of more exciting.
Yeah. Definitely more exciting.
What would I want to do? There's a Toedscruel one that's kind of cool. There's a Noivy or a Noibat one.
What to say? I was like, there's a Noivy?
No, Noibat. If you go to... Okay, I'm in Blueberry Academy. What are we looking at? Chansey, Minccino. There's a Seal raid. But that shiny is tough to find.
Tough to see.
Yeah, tough to see. And Kitakami, we got a Sentret. Geodude.
Whoa.
There's a Luxray. These aren't very good, truthfully.
If we get Geodude, we can evolve them and then trade them to each other.
Oh, that's fun. Let's do that.
Okay.
No, that is fun. Because while Geodude is kind of boring and I feel like I have a lot of those.
Yeah.
You're right. This is like a moment where I'd have a Golem. That's sick.
Right.
Okay, that's fun. How's chat doing? I feel like I'm not looking at chat because I'm just glued to the screen right now. I'm glad you guys are here. Jake, I was listening to your breakdown and reaction to the Switch 2 launch.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I think a lot of the stuff you did say on our stream when you hopped on, What was something? I was enjoying it. I'm trying to think now. I'm trying to think back now to if you had said anything. Something that I'm excited for. I saw this on Twitter.
Dude, I'm pumped. Can I just say, I'm so pumped.
Yeah.
I'm just like so excited. I think like I just love this stuff. Like truly. This is like it's like one of my favorite things. I like love video games, and I think sometimes we get caught up in all of our little brands and our personal special stuff.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I do a lot of talking about like my thing on here, and we do a lot of like writing or whatever. And I just man, some of my best times are just when I'm completely consumed by some game that I love. I love games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, and I think like,
what do you love about games? Because honestly, like I feel like almost you saying that it's not, but it sounds brave to say that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's my own stigma, but because I'm like, yeah, of course I love games, but also is that, I don't know. I'm thinking, oh, that's a waste of time. You can't love it that much.
Yeah.
But I'm showing my thing right now.
So I did a stream the other day. The VOD's going up soon, where I went through and I ranked every first-party Nintendo Switch game.
Fun.
And so what ended up happening through osmosis is because I did that, I ended up just kind of like talking about a lot of games, especially a lot of games that I really like. And it's funny, I was talking about like Smash Brothers Ultimate, one of my favorite games of all time. And I was talking about how the thing that I think I really love about that game is taking a character that we know from one thing and then like performing this act of translation to get them to work and feel familiar in this completely different game. And the thing about Smash that's crazy is that everybody that plays it goes, oh my god, I love this character. And it feels like I think how that character should feel in this game. And it's hard to do that. And a lot of people have tried to do that and have like unsuccessfully tried to copy Smash and failed. So I think the thing I like about video games is that I think it's like this art that has so many different like prongs attached to it. Like the ways in which a book communicates to you is through the words. It's through the crafting of the language. It's through the structure of a sentence, the structure of a larger piece, whatever. And then like, you know, in a movie, you have more tools. You have more tools to reach out to somebody. And then in a game, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. So like, imagine this. I'm playing Xenoblade, right?
Yeah.
And it's an RPG, and I get into a battle. And I've got a friend with me in the battle, some party member. He's in my group. And I notice on my battle bar, I have a couple of abilities. And when I switch over to him, he has a ton of abilities. Did the game just tell me that that character is more seasoned in battle? Did they just communicate that to me? Surely through me getting into a battle and seeing that they had more tools available to them? Like, I don't know, man. There's something engrossing about that. There's like, I'm asking questions every second I play a game, like a crazy person. Yeah.
I mean, isn't a game just like, I feel like people enjoy games because it's like, it does all the same things that like real life can do, right? I mean, I think of like simulations, right? Not simulation, not simulation games, but like, I feel like games are designed to just be enjoyable. So like all those little levers that are being pulled in your brain, right? You say that you like to like learn new things, and like that is what a game is, right? Trying to figure out how you can, you know, best play the game in whatever way that is.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, you know, you don't have to learn how to watch a movie every time you put a new movie on.
Wow. You know what it is? Yeah, it's passive versus interactive. Definitely.
It's cool.
Yeah. Like I feel like going to like an art, like a, I don't know. I had a lot of like art major friends, or like film major friends in college, and I just could not just sit and watch movies all day long. And movies are fun, sure. But I just could not do it. I'd be like, I have to do something else. I gotta fidget. I gotta be on my phone. I'd rather play a game. Truthfully, that's what it always ended up being. So it might just be a type. Yeah, that might just be a preference.
Man, but then there's also just a part of me that's like, it's such a weird thing. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. It's like when you have Mario at your disposal, okay? And it's like, okay, we're making the next Mario game. the world is your oyster.
Yeah.
I assume you have unlimited money. I assume there is someone making those decisions that can kind of choose to go in any direction they want. Like, just seeing, like, oh, this is the new Mario game, before I even play it, just being like,
there's a new one.
Why did they go in this direction?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what about this is like, no, this is the next Mario game. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just interesting to me, like, what people are compelled to do.
Versus,
I
yeah,
don't know.
because that's true. Every decision that is made, there's like thousands of scrapped ideas or ignored ideas that weren't actually, brought on.
Yeah.
That is fun, man. And it's like, it is true. Like, I'm actually feeling kind of like nervous about this whole new era because I feel like I need to be on top of stuff. Like, I want to make sure we're like capitalizing and making sure like we're set up. I think I just found a shiny. No, I didn't. Just kidding.
No.
Its flame is always blue. Yeah, and actually, is it always blue? No, it's normally red, right? When it's shiny.
Melty Mems?
Yeah, it's red.
No,
when it's
no,
shiny.
it's
okay.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
a shiny Melty Mems would be really cool.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Man.
It was blue instead of purple, and that's what threw me off.
What's that thing called when it's a baby?
Litwick.
Litwick.
I don't know why I'm pronouncing it like that. Litwick.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think I don't know, like when I think about, man, I'm trying to think right now. My first console, what was my first console? I guess it was a Game Boy. Then I got so what was the first? I'm trying to think when I entered like hype cycle or like or when I was like aware of when there was new stuff, because for most of my life, I think this must be for most people, for most of your life, you just kind of get the games or whatever, you just get stuff as you get it, right? Maybe it's different now with the internet.
I remember when I was a kid when I started paying attention to that kind of stuff. It was awesome. The Wii, I was so excited.
Sure, yeah. My sister got a Wii. It was like a family Wii, but because it was hers, I felt like I think I didn't feel comfortable because it wasn't my object to invest $60 to buy a game for the family Wii for whatever reason. So I didn't really play a lot of Wii games.
Dude, it was crazy. Seeing like the leaks before the Wii was revealed and being like, the controller is this remote. that shit was crazy.
Yeah,
oh my
yeah,
god, yeah. It was fun. The DS was a big deal. I remember the DS. That was,
the DS is crazy.
Yeah.
The DS was crazy. The 3DS wasn't a big iteration on that. I guess it was really the Switch that I feel like I was like locked into, like, and was actually like I was actually just aware of all the hype cycle and all the new features. That might be what that was.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you say that. I was actually just talking to my friend who he's not like super into games, but I remember like I had a Switch, and it was maybe like within the first month or two of the Switch coming out, and we were hanging out, and I was showing him Breath of the Wild, and he was just like, "Man, this actually seems awesome. I'm gonna buy one."
Wow.
And he did.
That's
and
crazy.
like loved it. And I texted him yesterday, and I was like, "Hey man, Switch 2 revealed," and he was like, "Dude, I'm hyped for it." I was like, "Nice, dude.
That's fun.
Yeah,
that's really fun."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was. I feel like the Switch really was a big deal.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I think we take a lot of that for granted now.
Oh yeah.
I think I just always loved a handheld console because it was just like it felt private and personal. If I'm thinking back, that must be what that is.
Well, and at the time, like me and my brother, we played a lot of 3DS games,
Sure.
and we were like, dear God, you would go through these cycles where Nintendo was focusing on the 3DS, and then you go through a cycle where they were focusing on the Wii U, and you would have nothing to play, and them having their it was awful. Them having their console and handheld development teams split up was the worst. So the Switch was huge because now all of those, now you have people that for decades have been making games for two consoles all get to focus on one. So it feels like you got twice as many games.
I mean, do you think we actually did?
Oh, definitely, yes.
Do you think there's a future? There's a timeline where the Switch 2 gets like all of these new DX ports in the same way that the Switch, isn't that what they call them? Like they'd make like a final definitive version of a game and call it like DX.
Yeah, so the thing about like ports on the Switch 2 is that you have to justify them. Otherwise, you might as well put them on the Switch as well and have them playable on the Switch 2.
Sure.
Because there's no, like, if something was playing on an old system, it can probably play on the Switch 1.
That's true.
So, yeah, unless you're doing something to
I didn't
that's
even
like
think about
transformative.
that. Yeah. How long into the future do you think they'll kind of roll out or kind of forget about the Switch? And stop production on Switch.
A long time.
Okay.
Wow. I think like stopping production on Switch, that's a different thing, because like, do you want to keep producing new units? Probably not. But like for example, the PS5 still gets plenty of PS4 games.
Weird.
Yeah, it's games are just different now.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're just easier to scale down. So like, why wouldn't you take advantage of the millions upon millions of people who haven't gotten the new system yet and are happy to buy games on their old system?
And would they continue to put out like, I mean, I don't know, pick whatever title. Like, I don't know, like, is there a world where like the new Mario game is for the Switch 2 and the Switch? Maybe not the new Mario game, but like, are we gonna see a lot of games that have two different versions of them, one for each console, or is it just gonna be like, if it can be played on Switch, it'll just be the Switch?
Yeah,
it'll be a Switch title.
Yeah, I don't anticipate seeing two different versions. I think
because I think it gets confusing.
I think you even saw in that reveal video yesterday that the Switch 2 even just kind of looked like a Switch Pro.
Yeah.
I think that they want you to see like, you know what you play on your Switch 2? Switch games.
Yeah. Everything's by default a Switch game.
Yes, and I think that makes a lot of sense. It's kind of an iPhone, you know?
Yeah.
And,
I was thinking today, like, what do we think the cases are going to look like? Are they going to be the same width and diameters? Is it going to be maybe your more classic DVD case?
There's a rumor that it's going to be
like longer, taller.
The rumor is that it's actually going to look like a normal Blu-ray case.
No way, dude! I didn't think people were actually talking about this.
Yeah, that's the rumor.
I just had like a driving thought.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that's kind of fun.
Definitely.
It's like a PlayStation.
Yeah,
like a PlayStation
I think that's a necessity because the Switch 1 is so popular that you do not want to risk people accidentally buying Switch 2 games for their
Okay.
So
yes.
I think the box has to be like obviously different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
You don't want those parents buying their kids.
I know. That's what I keep thinking about. That's what I keep thinking about. All right, that's fun. I like that. And how tall is the Blu-ray case?
Not very. It's a little. I think it's a little shorter than the Switch case, but a little
wider. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Kind of like a square. Yeah.
Yeah. How's that going to look on the bookshelf in everyone's collection? I don't know. Those are the real questions.
Man, but yeah, I'm excited. I think it's I think something people forget about is that the last couple years of a console's life, you get a lot of bangers.
Yeah.
And I'm actually so hyped for more Switch 1 games. Give them to me. Yes. They're going to be good.
I wouldn't even... Okay, and then these would be games, not first-party games. These would be just like...
No, first-party games.
Okay. What are you anticipating?
Like definitely some more ports. So like you were saying, like nice. A DX. So like
I don't even know is that the real way to say it, a DX? I don't know.
A remaster, but
remaster.
There's like a definitive edition is
I like that.
kind of the go-to nomenclature.
I don't even know what DX means. Deluxe, is that what that is?
Yeah. Okay, some games have deluxe, yeah.
It's like like an album, the deluxe version.
Nintendo has never stuck to one thing. Like there was Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, there was Pokémon Tournament DX, there was Xenoblade the definitive edition, so
Sure, okay.
Sometimes it's just HD, but there's like a Kirby game on 3DS called Kirby Planet Robobot.
Oh, you told me about this, yeah.
Yes, dude, Kirby in a mech, and I'm like, oh, dude, it's time. It's time. Time to make that puppy HD throw it on your sweet Nintendo Switch and forget about it.
So it'll be like a new game. It won't just be like okay. It'll be because if that's a 3D, it's not a port. It's truly a remaster. It's a remake. Okay.
Yeah. So a game came out this week called Donkey Kong Country Returns HD maybe.
Oh wow.
And it's that was a Wii game, and then it was later ported to the 3DS, and now it's just a Switch game.
So that's not Tropical Freeze. Tropical Freeze, I thought. Okay. Is it the prequel or like the first version of the Tropical Freeze game?
it was the one before Tropical
I
Freeze.
think I have that on Wii somewhere in my house.
Yeah. So they put that game in HD, they threw it on Switch. And I think like games like that, you're definitely going to see more of those. And I think you're going to see a few more, not even remasters, just new original games on the Switch 1.
Damn, dude.
I know. And I don't know why. I think people are like being a little stodgy about this right now because they're like ready to move on.
Yeah.
But I think people forget that the Switch, like Nintendo is so good at like making games that just don't need like demanding technical specs and all sort, so I think we're going to get some cool creative games in the last couple year or two here. I'm
looking forward to it. I do kind of love this idea of like, I think a lot of people were speculating. I mean, are we assuming that that Mario Kart is going to be the launch title, or at least one of the launch titles for the new system? I mean, I think
that's a fair assumption.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people didn't also kind of push back on that because to me it doesn't feel like a game that you would want to like that feels like a game you're going to get no matter what. Like you would get it with the launch of a new system. You buy the new system, okay, I'll get Mario Kart for the family, but you still need that like core solo experience game.
You know why I think that game is coming out so early, by the way?
Because because people are going to buy it anyways?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like business reasons for it, but I also think something that people are ignoring, or not ignoring, but just something that we kind of forget about, is that the Mario Kart game on the Switch was a port of the Wii U game.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I think you've had this team of developers who has been cooking a new Mario Kart
10 years.
like literally, dude, for like 11 years.
Damn.
Like they need to put that game out so that team can move on to something else.
Sure.
And
Mario Kart 10.
I'm sure like that game must have just been really, really, really far ahead in development.
Yeah.
So I think that it is extremely
sense.
fair to just put that out as soon as possible.
Imagine there was a Pokemon game being worked on just secretly right now, and like it comes out in 2 years and it had like 8 years of development. My God. Yeah, so what I'm thinking about is how, so like the Mario Kart game's coming out, and surely there's going to be like a Mario or whatever game. But I think what is cool is that you're like, I don't know, just to back up what you're saying, all of these new games for the Switch that come out in the next 2 years, they really are just exciting games that you can play in your new system. That is fun.
Oh, 100%. Like, dude, we are totally going to see in some Nintendo video or whatever, like Pokemon Legends ZA running on like a Switch 2 model, like for a commercial or whatever, because it's a game for your Nintendo Switch family of systems.
Yeah, dude.
It is, no matter what that system is. It could be a Switch Lite, it could be a Switch 2. And I actually think that rules.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's nice. Like I would love to be playing that game on my Switch 2, even if there's no enhancements whatsoever.
Yeah. Just because that's going to be my new system.
Exactly. That's your new companion.
Yeah, companion.
And there's a good chance.
Like you want all your old apps on whatever new iPhone you get.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's funny. It's like there's a good chance that the Switch 2 will have like voice chat baked in. Yeah. So like maybe I'm playing Legends ZA. It's late at night.
I'm on the couch with my wife, and you're like,
yeah, you're playing. I see you're online. Liam. You're playing a little Legends ZA.
What's up?
I said, hey, you want to join the party? You want to talk? You want to go shiny hunting in Lumio City?
That's fun.
Like that has nothing to do with the game, but it transforms the experience in a way.
Absolutely, and to see all of my Pokemon save files, not the save files, but like just to see that all the games that I have on the new system now, alongside the new games, that's fun. That's a lot of fun. That's fun, man.
Definitely.
And it just kind of makes it like a no-brainer. It's just like, of course, I'm just going to upgrade. It's seamless. There's there's literal zero friction with this new system. The only friction is the $400.
Yeah, of course. And what's funny is I think people forget about this too. Like you log on. So when you bought a Nintendo Switch on day 0, like I did, you know what was funny? You would hit the eShop app, and you know how many games were there?
None.
12.
Wow.
Like literally 12. Like you could scroll to the bottom of the eShop, and you just sat there and you waited.
Yeah.
And you went, man, this is weird. But you know what's gonna be funny? We're gonna get our Switch 2s. Wow, we killed all of the Geodudes.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Where
should we go next?
Let's see.
We could just go. I mean, is there any cool area that you like in this region? I mean, I'm pointing this question in a bad way.
That's a tall order.
Is there anywhere in this region that you can remember?
I gotta tell you, unfortunately, I don't think that there is a single location in the. You know what's my most?
I like the
location?
rice paddies in the beginning of this in Kitakami where there's like lamp. Dude, I was thinking about this. In the beginning of you get dropped off. I think you take a plane here, and there's like a vehicle road, and there's telephone wires that leads to the center of town. But that first area where there's telephone poles and just a paved road, and it's the wilderness, reminds me of what maybe a Kanto game would look like in 2026.
Wow.
Because this region, Kitakami, is supposedly it's a Japanese-inspired region. So is Kanto, right? You want to play Kanto on your new Nintendo Switch 2? This is kind of the closest you can get to it. Anyways, I was looking at footage on Google, and I was like, man, that's kind of cool. That is like maybe what the developers were thinking about. I don't know. Anyways,
I'm gonna be I've been huffing a new Kanto game for quite some time.
Yeah.
I've been huffing that. I've been going into the lab and I've been huffing new Kanto game.
No, Jake, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to refine it first.
No. Raw new Kanto game. There's like I see the vision. I see the vision for a new Kanto game. Pokemon's in a cool place right now. Not just because it's like the anniversary and the 10th generation, but also like Pokemon as a brand is in a different place than it has ever been in the entire existence of its brand.
Wow.
You know, you see how it's like blossoming, not just because of like all of the mobile stuff, but also because of the extended media, the
trading card game.
The trading card game, like a lot of the stuff, like Scarlet and Violet, even like sales wise, were phenomenally.
Fine. It's succeeding.
Phenomenally successful. Yeah. Wait, hold on. I'm going to my most memorable location, and I want to show you.
Okay. Yo, what's up, AJ? Just saw you in the chat. I don't know how long you've been here.
Oh, you see?
No. Wait, what?
This is the most memorable location to me.
Where are you?
I'm at the orb.
Oh, sure. Okay, here. Okay.
I'm at the orb.
Let's go to the orb.
Dusty, meet me at the orb.
Okay, let's go to the orb.
I
don't think there's any Flamigo up there, Jake.
No, meet me at the orb.
That is actually pretty cool. And what's... All right, this is a moment, Jake, when I talk about exploration and discovery. Yeah. It's kind of stupid, but it's really cool that this is a place that you could see, go to, and then because it's so out of the way and kind of stupid, like the developer still put a little reward in there, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
It doesn't mean anything, but it's still like, oh. So I was supposed to go here.
It's stupid, though.
It's very stupid.
Yeah, let's be clear.
It'd be way cooler if there was... You know what, dude? Honestly, maybe a lot of the problems with Pokemon could just be solved by like not playing it with online people giving you guides on how to beat the game.
Sure.
Right? I think about that often. I'm like, it would be kind of nice to like play a new Pokemon game and not know all the secret hints and tricks and tips.
Wait. What are you talking about? I don't know any secret hit. Wait, are you looking at online guides when you're playing Pokemon?
Yeah. I mean, it just...
Wait,
yeah.
What are you talking about? Why?
Because it's content. What do you mean?
Wait, what do you mean? Like you're playing the game.
No.
And you're Googling, how do I beat the grass gym?
No. It's more like...
Okay.
No, actually, I think usually I'll wait like a week or two, and then once I've actually played the game, the new game, then I go, all right, what am I missing? Where are the Easter eggs? Show me the Easter eggs.
All right.
Show me where do I get all the TMs? You know, where's this? Where's that?
All right, I'm looking for you.
I'm coming. Oh, I've entered the polar biome.
Yeah, it was funny. I didn't know what was going to be here. I was covering this game for Game Explain at the time when this DLC came out, and literally the first I was like, chat, we're going to the orb, and we did it, live, and everybody was like, everybody in the chat I remember was telling me they're like, you can't get to the orb, it won't let you.
Oh, I'm in the orb.
Getting to the orb. Yeah.
Dude, this is crazy. I'm surprised there's not a video on YouTube about this.
The orb?
There must be. I guess, like, what is in the orb? Well, you could theorize that the orb contains Dynamax energy or something, right?
Oh, I think some lady tells you what's in the orb pretty early on.
It's like it's a pool of water. Oh, you know what it is? It's probably like the terastallization juice. Yeah,
I think it's from the weird pool that they tell you to go back to after you beat the deal. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you know when I looked at your screen when you were like, look at where I am. I thought actually you had I thought you had switched games and you were playing Mario Odyssey and you were at like the food world.
That's hilarious.
Hey, what's up, Jake?
Oh my God, we orbing it?
We're orbing. What do we do now?
Dude,
this is the secret spot. Do you have the Kanto? Opium?
This is where I come to huff the Kanto game.
Yeah.
Wait, first off, do you see my little guy here?
Yeah.
I've been loving this guy.
What? Skeletor's?
Yeah, this was my starter in this game.
Let me get my starter. Big reveal.
Yeah, it's. Oh, okay, yeah, big reveal.
Hold on.
It's just like I've just been like reminiscing about it. I'm like, dude, I spent so much time with this guy. This is my guy. All right, who do you got? Oh my God, it's your Skeletor's?
Level 100, baby. Gold teeth.
Nice. His name's Gold Teeth?
Yeah.
Dude, that rules.
He's just like he's a tough guy.
That rules.
I think they're
really
the same
this
size.
Pokemon.
It's a good Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think no, I think it's good. I think it's good. Sometimes I fluctuate and I think would it be cooler if he had the body proportions of like a Feraligatr? Because Feraligatr is built to be on all fours. You know what I'm saying? Like Skeletor's has like stubby real life alligator legs.
Stubby real life alligator legs.
Like I feel like alligators have stubby legs.
Okay, and you. Oh,
but Feraligatr is like a kaiju where it's got these.
All right,
like,
here, let me do this.
Yeah, he's got like beefy legs. Look at how big he is. Okay. Oh my God.
That is Big Toe.
That's big. Wow, dude, he's big.
Yeah, that's Big Toe from Heart Gold.
That's Big Toe. I wish I wish we could do like a.
They just battle right here.
Yeah, just like do the Let's Go feature. But you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Feraligatr reads like a Pokemon, where Skeletor's reads like a Yu-Gi-Oh character.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, yeah, I do. I still like Skeletor's.
I do too.
About him.
I do too.
Wow,
my
wait, Dusty, look at how Big Toe's got some snow on him now.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Wait, look, isn't that nice?
That is nice.
Yeah.
What a good boy. I think my Skeletor's is melting the snow. No. It's melting the snow.
Man, Big Toe looks nice here. This is good.
All right, so how many?
He made it.
What? Oh, he's sleeping.
Yeah.
What a good boy. Let me get here. Let me get my Big Toe. Actually, this one might be actually a little bit special. I didn't even think.
No way.
This is actually not the basic. This is a. Yeah, this is. This guy doesn't even have a nickname.
Oh my God! Look at him. That's cool.
Feraligatr.
How'd you get that? How'd you get that guy? Where'd he come from?
I don't remember. Let's find out. Probably Pokemon Go. Yeah, Pokemon Go. Doesn't count. It's like a hacked Pokemon. Doesn't count.
Wow. Okay, wait. Do you recognize this guy?
Whoa, I do. Yeah.
It's Pyro.
Pyro. Great names, man.
Yeah,
you know, someone.
X and Y.
Check this out. Of what's his name? Gray gave me this. Someone in our community gave us this. He gave me this. I said, "Do you have a Magmortar for the Dex?" And he said, "Here's a shiny."
Wow, nice.
How cool is that?
He looks good. Yeah, he looks good. That's nice.
Proud of this one now. I'm like,
I used a Magmortar in BDSP. That was one of my guys.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when the Switch, when will it be? In April, the Switch 2 reveal, Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
When that comes out, how many colorways are you expecting?
2.
Okay, the one we saw and another.
Yeah, I'm expecting the one we saw, and then I'm expecting one that's just white as the primary color and black as the secondary color. And then I'm expecting a third Mario Kart themed one to come shortly after launch.
That's fun. Do you think it'll just be like classic red?
I don't know.
That's like the basic choice based on the Mario themed Switch.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think right now they're trying to have like a sleek muted colors thing.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, this one's different. That's how you see it at a glance,
Yeah.
It's a little more it's a little more adult, honestly.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, which makes sense for the first group of people that you want to buy the console. So I wonder if that will continue into the Mario Kart themed one, or if they will say, okay, time to get a little goofy.
Yeah, a big complaint about the Switch, a very large yearning that the community has, is for more themed Joy-Cons. And they were pretty stingy about that, and I don't really know why. 7, 8 years later into the console's lifespan, there's still like only, 10, maybe like 7 different color Joy-Cons you could get. Like
yeah, it's kind of weird.
Time at Target. Are you seeing Switch 2 going big, going expansive with their catalog?
No.
Okay.
You kind of gotta wait. You kind of gotta wait because you can't do that stuff right when a console's launching. You have to wait until you have like a bunch of consumers and like they want to buy more. Yeah. And I also like. I got to be honest, I'm not sure how often consumers were buying extra Joy-Con as much as they were buying like Pro controllers and things like that.
That's a good point. And there's a lot of Pro controllers.
Yeah, so it's hard to say. I'd have to see some data on that.
Okay. How many different SKUs do you think there are going to be, or like new Switch 2 versions? Are we expecting a Switch 2 Lite? Are we expecting a Switch 2 OLED?
No, just like in the years to come.
Yeah. I'm talking in the next decade.
Many.
Yeah. Okay.
Many.
Because of how big the new Switch 2 seems to be, it kind of scares me. It reminds me of like when iPhone first went massive with their like I think they're called Maxes. Like you get an iPhone whatever Max.
Yeah.
It kind of scares me. I'm gonna get it. I'll welcome it. It'll be cool to play. But I do. I don't know. I think there might be an opportunity for them to make a smaller version. And I don't know if Lite is the way to go because I'll buy it. I mean, maybe it is. I feel like the Lite always felt like a weird system because it doesn't actually dock.
It's for the kids.
Is it actually for the kids, though?
Yeah, it's for the kids.
Man.
It's for the kids.
All
yeah,
right.
It's
a Game Boy Advance. Essentially.
Yeah, it's a little more durable. It's a little more it's easy to it's cheaper. It's easy to just kind of like hand to your kid and they can mess around with it.
Yeah.
It came in colors that were maybe more appealing to kids. And it was a good entry point, The 3DS had something called the 2DS.
Yeah.
And
oh my God,
that was
right.
great for the kids.
And it was so ugly.
Yeah, but it was perfect. The kids loved it. They loved it. It was so successful. People loved that 2DS.
Wow.
So yeah, I think the Switch Lite was largely in that vein. And then I think the thing about like a Switch 2 having a Lite version is that like off the jump, you're not like, okay, here's the Switch 2 and here's the Switch 2 for the kids. Like that's, you gotta wait.
Okay.
You gotta wait, until it becomes like there's a little bit more market saturation.
Sure. I think I am excited for like. I feel like I'm not very excited about a lot of games, and that's I think because I've played a lot of the games that I am interested in. Because I say that, but then like I put 200 hours into Animal Crossing during COVID, and like
nice.
I put 200 hours into the Zelda games that have come out. I played I like maybe not 100%, but I played the heck out of the Mario Odyssey. Like I'm open to these games.
Wait, Dusty, I just had an idea.
What?
I'm so sorry. Really quick, I want to hear the end of that, but I need you to come to where I am on the orb, and
see.
I want us to walk off together.
Yeah, sure, let's do it. Like literally. Oh, I'm sliding.
Yeah,
I'm sliding. I'm sliding.
I'm going with you.
I'm sliding.
Ah! Let's go. Ah! No, Dusty.
I didn't fall all the way.
Come with me. No.
Ah! Here I come.
I don't see.
Oh my god, I didn't even know you could do this. Jake, I'm coming for you. You can move pretty good. I'm gonna fall in the snowy biome. I think if I aim for a puddle, I'll be safe. I think. Oh, you're flying?
No, I needed to try to find you.
I'm gonna try to fall in the water. I think I'm good. I think we're good. Chat, I think we're good. Oh, I landed. Thank
I don't know if they can see it on my screen.
Oh my god,
but the very fast little your character model falling through the sky was so funny. I was dying.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that was great. Anyways, good, you said you don't get excited for a lot of games.
No, but I do. Yeah. I think I feel like I don't get excited for them because there's new games every single week, you know? But I am excited, right? You were saying like you were excited for a new generation, and it kind of does feel like that. I mean, I think that I think it's going to be infectious, you know? It's like, here it is, a Nintendo Direct that actually matters, you know?
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
It's going to be good, man. It's going to be good.
Oh yeah. The hype is going to be crazy. That dude, oh my god, that April Direct is going to be
bananas.
How
many games do you think they'll reveal? I don't know what the historical data is on this.
A dozen, if not more.
First party? Couple indies?
No. There'll be 4 first party games.
Okay.
There'll be 4. And maybe even more than that. I think there'll be 4 that are big. There'll be like big boys. Yeah.
Ooh.
And then there'll be a lot of third party games. So first off though, we're going to start hearing about games coming to Nintendo Switch 2 like next week.
Okay.
Because, you've got like a big Microsoft Xbox presentation, and some of these other companies, they're dying to say that their game's coming to Switch 2.
Oh, that's so true.
They're dying. They're dying for it.
Did we talk about apparently like the Halo games are going to come to the Switch?
Yeah, there's a rumor about that. Honestly, you don't even need the rumor. It's obvious.
I mean, it also just doesn't feel like that even exciting because of how old those games are. I don't know. I feel like
I agree. The more exciting thing is that Xbox is in a place right now where they are putting all of their games on as many platforms as they can.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to make money.
Yeah.
And I think that there is a fair chance. I don't know if Nintendo would go for this because I think it would be harmful to their platform.
Okay.
But I kind of bet Xbox is trying to make Xbox Game Pass a thing that you can download on your Switch too.
Yeah, like wow, man, that's weird. Yeah, I've seen that commercial where they're like, your phone is Xbox and this is an Xbox, and imagine they could say legally like a Switch is an Xbox. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they want, right? And if you could like go to your Nintendo Switch, hit the Xbox Game Pass app, they would be so into that. But I think there's a pretty good chance that Nintendo's like, you can't do that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. That's nuts, dude. I can't see that happening. What kind of, my dad got a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of fun just like scrolling it was such an experience. I felt like I was on social media scrolling the eShop.
Yeah.
I don't know, even stupid things like that get me excited. Like, stupid things like that being implemented on the Switch where I'm like, what if this is fun to just scroll the eShop and watch trailers and see reviews? Oh, you know what? Okay, you know what? Something I was thinking about? If there is actually some sort of share functionality, I feel like there's rumors of AJ, if you're still in the chat, maybe it was your video that got me thinking about this. The idea of a social media platform that's owned by Nintendo, and it's not really a social media platform, but it's like some version of that is, basically an aggregation of like everyone's highlight clips in whatever their videos and their edited Pokemon Snap images. I don't even know what that would look like because I can only imagine it not being really that fun or impactful, or like maybe it's something I'll look at right now, but I can't see it lasting the test of time. I don't know.
So, them having like a space to share stuff is totally not out of the question.
Okay.
I think they've experimented with this before. There was one on the Wii U It was shut down pretty quickly. Unfortunately, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think that there will be something like this.
Okay.
But I think that it will be very limited. And let me tell you what I think. You know how on your Nintendo Switch, like your Nintendo Switch Online subscription, you can have like a family group, and your family group is like, I don't know, 6 to 8 people.
Okay.
Are you aware of this?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a slight discount for more people or whatever. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I've been thinking about this, and I'm like, dude, the most Nintendo thing ever is to say, here's your online social media space, but it's only for people in your family plan.
Oh, what?
And I thought, I had that thought the other day, and I was like, oh, they would totally do this.
Or I guess maybe a version of that maybe would be more fun is if it's only your friends list.
I don't see them doing that.
But then
there's too much.
Just because it's like, yeah, it's like a risk.
I could go on.
Too much risk of harm.
Well, because think about this. I could go play Smash Brothers, send a friend request to that guy that I played Smash Brothers with.
Sure.
Now he's on my friends list. That guy's
but
a stranger.
Yeah.
And now he just drew a penis on the Switch Online social media thing.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, that's bad. You can't have that. You can't have that. It was an earthworm.
It was an earthworm. I was just about to do the face. It was the last thing I was.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's true. Is it that easy to? So when you're playing games online on, you can just like press a button to connect with them.
Well, you can go to like your if you like hit the home button right now, you could go to a thing that says add friend, and then search for users you've played with.
Oh.
And then it will show you like the last few people that you connected with online. So for example, I go to mine right now, and I have a list that says on December 11th, you played Liam/Dusty in Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist.
Nice, fun.
Yeah. So
here we go. Search for users you played with. Okay, this is cool. Look at this.
Yeah,
So I haven't played with that many people recently. These are actually just my friends.
Yeah, so there you go.
Okay. And that's a long time ago. All right.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Didn't know that.
Now they're drawing a penis on your social media.
Jesus. Seth, why would you do this?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And like your list is only a few people, but since I play Smash with like randoms, mine's like unending.
No, that makes sense. But then that's not really a social media platform. So tell me about the what was it called? The Miiverse? I vaguely remember the Miiverse. I think if that's what that is. Where you would just, it'd be like a bunch of Barack Obamas and Hulk Hogan's, and people would like upload their versions of like, whatever character they try to create on the Wii.
Yeah, listen, it was like you could draw because you had the Wii U gamepad, and it was like having online PictoChat. And people would post like little drawings and stuff. And listen, the coolest thing about it was that Miiverse like connected with Splatoon, the original Splatoon game. So you would go into Splatoon, and the things that people had drawn would like show up on the billboards and as like graffiti on the sides of the buildings. And that was like really neat. But obviously, you run into the penis drawing problem.
Classic.
And it's like, okay,
it's a real conundrum.
Yeah, now is Nintendo going to, for their kids platform, their platform made for kids, is a huge part of Nintendo's business going to be that they're moderating a social media platform?
Sure. You just,
like,
I get it. One story gets out and it turns into, well, this is the rumor I've heard, whether it's true or not. I'm not getting this from my kid. Totally.
Of course.
Totally. Yeah.
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 And obviously a lot of video game companies choose to do this anyway, and they don't care. And but I think like part of Nintendo's image as a brand, I don't know. My perception is that this kind of thing is important to them, so they wouldn't want to like, why invest is it that important to them that they have a free social media platform for everybody to participate in? I don't think so. But what if I had a little, what if you called it the household, the app?
Sure.
And it's
sharing it with the house. Yeah.
Yeah, and I share the picture with the household, and then everybody, my brother sees it.
I mean,
and we talk. And,
Yeah, so it's not what I'm envisioning then. I'm refraining from saying it's a bad thing because I guess it could be useful or a nice feature if you got a household of people or whatever.
Yeah, and listen, I could be totally wrong. It's just hard for me to imagine. It's hard for me to like see them. Again, it's like having a team of moderators. That's part of Nintendo's business now. It's hard for me to imagine.
Yeah.
Nerdy Seb gave you a super chat and says there was a Smash Brothers stage that had it. It was cool. Yeah, there was. It was a Miiverse. Like, it would take stuff from the Miiverse and it would pull it into the stage.
Wow. Yeah. There's gonna be hilarious YouTube videos about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's hilarious. Thank you, Nerdy Sep, for supporting the stream. Yeah, that's insane. So, okay, you actually, Jake, put out a really cool video maybe 6 months ago.
Wow. Thanks.
About
it's been 6 months since I put out a cool video.
I watched it in the summer and it was so cool. It was detailing what a new Super Smash Brothers would look like. Right? What happens? You've arrived at Ultimate. What is next? Do you deviate? Do you double down? Do you maybe sidestep? Like, what's the situation? And you had a really cool take. The idea was basically, I guess it was still a platformer, but there was a I guess, is it a fourth dimension? I guess.
A third dimension.
Dimension. Yeah, you're right. 3D. 3D. So it's 2D. Instead of back and forth, now you can go back and forth, but also slightly forward, forward and back.
Yeah. So there are a lot of games that look like this. Like I always use Super Mario 3D World as the one, but it's kind of like you're looking into a box at a tilted angle is how I describe it.
That's what I'm imagining in my mind.
Yeah. And
instead of
I love this kind of thing.
You've got this.
Yeah. And I think you've seen a lot of 2D Nintendo games make the switch to 3D. Like, that's kind of been an evolution for a lot of their long-standing franchises. Kirby and the Forgotten Land on Switch, amazing game. They made the jump to 3D. It's so good. And why, like, I think Smash Brothers... The crazy thing about Ultimate is that Ultimate actually is Ultimate. It's not just like a name.
Yeah.
It like it is so Ultimate. Wow, Dusty's Pokemon evolved into Florigato. I just got that notification.
Yeah, it's a Pokemon Go shiny.
Nice. Yeah, it's like crazy. So many video game subtitles like Infinite and the blah blah blah. It's like whatever. Smash, it's so Ultimate that it is genuinely hard to imagine how they go up from here. So I think rather than push forward on content and just do more and more content, I think it would behoove them to reinvent themselves, especially since Super Smash Bros. Ultimate will still be available and playable on your Nintendo Switch 2. So why not do a little pivot?
Dude, that is... Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's right there. It's on the eShop. It'll be right there.
I've thought about this with Pokemon because all Switch games are still active. The new games in these franchises cannot just be again. They can't just be number 2. The Switch 2 is a 2, but all these games need to be sidesteps. And maybe we're even seeing a glimpse of that with the new Mario Kart game. How I think to me the new Mario Kart game, it registered as kind of goofy. I think you reiterated that in your reaction that I was just listening to. I'm just trying to remember if this was the thought that I had or it was just the thing that I listened to an hour ago. But yeah, I feel like we're already seeing glimpses of a goofy version of Mario Kart. I wonder if all of these other franchises are going to sidestep in this way, which would be cool and welcomed because it's like on the market there's going to be... You can't just do Animal Crossing again, because Animal Crossing is still, it exists.
Yeah, it's cool. It's one of these things where like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, is the next Mario Kart game going to be called Mario Kart 9 or Mario Kart 10? I don't think so. I think it's going to be called Mario Kart Super Hot Turbo. It's going to have a name that's like, no, we're going to tell you why this is different. People are already theorizing that there's a gas tank gimmick in the new Mario Kart game. And it's like, yeah, because you have to do something that's like, look how this is immediately
different.
different, not possible, something that you can't do in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, very similar to Smash Ultimate. Tons and tons and tons of content. So you have to say, it's not the content, it's what you can do in it. This is how it's immediately different.
As someone who doesn't really play Mario Kart, I do feel like when I play Mario Kart, it plays how I imagine Mario Party is, where it's you just kind of pick it up and play it and you don't think too much about it. Is there a world where this new Mario Kart game on Switch 2 is kind of more, maybe it plays more like traditional racing games?
So I actually think you're on the right track here. I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, actually in like the whole lineage of Mario Kart games, is the most party game. It is the most like you pick it up and it's just easy to play and you play it. That's like its purpose, honestly. And I do think that the next Mario Kart is going to be a little bit more dynamic.
Okay.
A little bit more like you'll have a little bit more to do, I think. And I also think that it's going to be, I think there's a good chance that it's more of like a living game.
Yeah. Wow,
like,
a living game.
Yeah.
Like, could there be a campaign?
I do. Like, single player content would be a great way to sell the game. I also think like leveraging.
Yeah.
So a big thing with Mario Kart 8 was the post-launch DLC, was getting all the new tracks.
Oh yeah, sure.
And yeah, so you kind of trained all these people to, Mario Kart has an online connection. We're all aware of that.
Yeah.
What if you go to play Mario Kart one day, you haven't played it in a few months. It's December. You go to play a track you've played a million times. Oh my God, it's snowing. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, there's stuff you could do. There's stuff you could do to make a racetrack dynamic. Oh my God, there's an event going on right now where Goombas are flooding the racetrack. So you go to do the race, and there's all these little Goombas walking around. You got to dodge them.
That's fun, man. And I mean, is that even in Mario Kart already? I don't know why, but I'm thinking about. I always think back to. I played so much Mario Baseball, and I feel like every course or whatever field had all these random things to screw you up. And maybe that's I think most Mario games do have that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess, no, I don't know. I really don't play a lot of Mario Kart. I'm
they
really
do.
trying to
They do.
imagine my last experience playing Mario Kart.
Yeah. My thing is that, like, I think the Booster Course Pass, the post-launch DLC, did a good job of saying, like, hey, come back because there are new courses to play.
Yeah.
But what if the next Mario Kart said, hey, come back because this thing is happening?
Yeah.
And, I think that there are ways to...
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
What you're describing kind of sounds like what Pokemon is attempting to do, or kind of itching at, right? Like, I'm playing this game right now because they're just... okay, yeah. Because there's a shiny in this game.
Totally. And I think, like, a lot of games are trying to do this, and I think so Mario Kart, for context, too, is the best-selling Switch game by far.
Yeah.
Like, by so far that it's hard to understand.
I mean, it's just like I feel like it's a game that can be appreciated across languages and cultures. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like kids and adults can appreciate it. You start the game and you go forward. It's honestly a lot like Sonic. You just go.
Sure.
Is that the selling point? Is that the promise of Sonic? You just go? I don't know.
I don't know. That's a whole other conversation. But like when you look at the sales for Mario Kart, you're looking at like 65 million copies sold. When you're looking at the next best-selling or Nintendo Switch game, that's Animal Crossing at 45.
Wow.
Mario Kart, that is insane.
That's crazy.
Like, so it's really something. And I think that the important piece of data there is that Mario Kart, not only does it sell well, it sells well in perpetuity. So it's not just about selling well. Most games, they do the bulk of their sales in like the first month. But like Mario Kart, it never stopped selling from when it launched to yesterday.
Yeah. Like, I wonder if they're going to try to position it, because I feel like a lot of Mario Kart, I guess, could just be kind of like in a similar position to like a Wii Sports. It's like, if you get a Switch 2, you got to get this game.
Yeah, well, and I think the important thing is just that rather than how they sell it, because I don't think they need to. I think it's about how they keep it in people's minds.
Yeah.
So like the booster course pass, the DLC.
Yeah.
It was this little
There's
reminder
always
in
something.
every.
Yeah.
There was always something going. So you always just heard about it, and you're like, okay, I'll buy it now. Whatever. I don't know.
Sure.
And all my friends are playing this.
Yeah.
I'll buy it. Okay, cool. So if you have any kind of little living element that you can just keep talking about Mario Kart, you're done.
Yeah.
There's like this is a silly thing, but in Mario Kart 8, if you if you're Princess Peach and you're riding a motorcycle,
Yeah.
she doesn't wear her dress. She wears like a motorcycle outfit. But in the video for the Switch 2, you see Peach on a motorcycle and she's just wearing her dress. And it makes me think, oh, there are costumes.
Yeah.
There are costumes because she's not by default in the motorcycle outfit because she chose her costume.
Yeah.
And that's another way. You just keep juicing content.
Maybe default Donkey Kong is like the old school Donkey Kong, but then it's like you have all these different skins you can acquire. That's fun, man. I get that. And you've talked a lot about that. I feel like that's one of your Gen 10 predictions of like customization, whether it's your trainer or Pokemon, and using these different costumes or whatever it might be to further personify like whatever you're trying to do in the Pokemon game. I like that.
Yeah, it just gives you a little dopamine hit.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's fun. It makes it feel like you're.
And every other game does it. It's not like a new thing, but I do. I feel like when Nintendo started getting into the mobile space, it definitely kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Okay.
And I don't care too much anymore because it's easy to just ignore those things.
Yeah.
But maybe I don't know, because you're talking about like a living game, and I do think often that just makes me not want to appreciate it because I'm used to buying a game and being able to do everything all at once. But there is a nice balance in these games when I guess it just doesn't need to be locked behind money, I guess is really the only part that rubs it the wrong way. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to see here if I can pull something up. There was a mobile game, a mobile Mario Kart game called Mario Kart Tour.
Yes.
And that game had like crazy costumes.
Yeah, because that's the
like
model.
Costumes. Yeah, and it's like now they have. It's kind of silly. Like they did all that work. I don't know. Shouldn't they? Like
put that
now
in the
that
main game?
That game's done. Like why don't you know?
No, totally.
And they were cool. They were cool costumes too. They weren't like dumb costumes.
Yeah.
So, it's like costumes that I was kind of surprised even like appeared in a Nintendo product at all.
Really?
Yeah. Let me see.
Just like a lot of like swimsuits.
Here, let me show you. I'll pull up one.
All right. Dude, we might have to battle or something because I think I'm starting to get way too casual and forgetting that I'm on a stream. Interesting. Okay, wow. You got here. Let me go. You got blue. You got blue Mario. What is that, dude? What is that type of Mario?
You got Santa
Mario. There's Mario Sunshine. There's 2D Mario. That's kind of fun. Oh, dude, I can totally see this now. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You just... Wow. Can you see... I feel like you could apply this to anything. I'm imagining this in Smash now.
Yeah.
What's bigger than Smash Ultimate? It's Smash Infinite.
I want those... Yeah. Oh, God. Could you
That's the
imagine?
name, dude.
Those...
Smash Infinite.
Oh, God. If they do that, it'll make me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, you'll be broke.
Too much content.
Yeah.
Too much content. All right. I have 20 minutes before I got to go. Do you want to do a battle?
Let's do it, yeah.
Okay, great.
I feel like I just zoned out there. What are you up to this weekend?
It's my wife's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, that's so amazing.
Yeah. So we're gonna get lunch with her parents.
Awesome.
Have a delicious meal.
Fun.
And hang out. Watch some content.
What are you guys sharing anything right now? Any show?
Yeah, we're loving The Traitors.
You told me that. Yeah. fun.
Yeah, the traders. Yeah, it's
That's
fun.
cool.
It's fun. Okay. I'm trying to think about what my team should be.
I know. I want to use almost some stuff that I haven't used in a long while.
Yeah.
Or whatever. You know, a lot of Pokemon I've traded over, but I think their EVs reset in Gen 9.
Oh yeah, right.
So that ain't great, but still.
I'm just gonna pick some guys that I'm feeling.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta check my EVs.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm not. That's not what I'm doing.
No, I know. It's all good. All good. You know what? I'm gonna pick some Pokemon that I actually played through the game with. How about that?
Yeah, that's actually what I was doing.
Okay, let's do that. That sounds fair and fun.
I was trying to find my boys. I was like, who did I was because I've got
They're
my
all
starter.
mixed up.
Yeah.
Let me think. I really don't even know who I used. They're not over there. Yeah, we're gonna try to do a little bit of we got a bunch of like random plans this weekend. There's a kid birthday party. There's Kaylee seeing some friends. I think tomorrow morning we're gonna try to maybe do a little breakfast date, and then I got a haircut, and then there's some bunch of errands.
Cool.
And it'll be a good weekend. I think it'll be a good weekend. Who was my team? I don't even see them.
Oh, I see them. Oh, I forgot my guys. Oh my God, this team.
All right, I'm taking some creative liberties. I'm choosing Gen 9 Pokemon that maybe weren't on my team originally, but spiritually they're here. They've arrived.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh my God, I'm dying. I love my team.
And just for the record, this is not the official battle.
This is not the official battle.
This is not the official VGC battle. Man, I gotta organize. Oh yeah, dude. How cool is it gonna be? What are you most excited to do? Can you imagine a game when you get excited about the Switch 2 and the mouse mode? Is there a game that you're imagining? Because all I can think about, I heard someone say it, using it to organize your Pokemon boxes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. No more clickety clack. No more grid. I can move my whole box around. What are you thinking about? What are you inspired by? What's running through your mind?
Honestly, the shooting games. That's all I'm thinking about.
Sure, just ultimate. I'm not
the best. I'm not the best like aim and shooting guy.
Yeah.
So I would love to like get into that. Like learn how to like be like good at, like maybe I can be maybe that'll help me, so then when I go to play a game on like mouse and keyboard on my computer, maybe I'm a little better at it.
Okay. Like on are you thinking about Splatoon?
Yeah, sure, Splatoon.
Okay.
If like Halo comes to Switch, maybe I play a little Halo on that. I'm thinking about Star Fox. Like Star Fox would be great.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Maybe Kid Icarus if that makes the jump.
Kid Icarus. Wow, you're right. My friend was obsessed with that on 3DS.
Yeah, 3DS. That was a good game.
He loved it. Oh yeah, you were showing me that it came with like a platform. It came with like a plastic device. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. That's a little too crazy to me.
Listen, it was even at the time it was crazy.
Okay.
Even at the time we were all like, "Come on."
yeah. I guess it's no
the director of that game.
Whatever his name is, Mr. Smash.
Yeah,
he's a YouTuber. He's a colleague of mine.
Yep, that's right.
We're in the same field. He's a YouTuber.
He is.
All right, we're already in the portal, the Union Circle and everything. So
I don't think that helps us.
Okay. Link battle, set code. Should we just try it without?
What do you mean without?
Without a link code?
Oh, you think we can do that?
Let's try it. We're in the area together. We're in the thing.
Okay. So link battle, single battle. You said.
Let's try it.
Okay, I'm pressing it.
I mean, we're in the same universe right now.
We're in the same universe.
Come on.
I'm already mad. I don't think it's gonna work. I think we need to.
It took too long. I'm backing out. I'm backing out.
Okay, I'm backing out.
That got a little dicey.
It did. It got dicey.
I really thought we were about to just connect with some random people.
Yep. Oh, that would not have been good.
Yeah. All right. And then they would have been friending me.
Right. Yeah, then they would have been drawing. You know what?
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 8. Got it.
Thank you.
Oh, AJ says you don't need a code in the circles.
That's crazy. So we just got nervous.
It's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
Single battle, going for it.
Now chat knows it takes me and Dusty approximately 8 seconds to get nervous.
You never know, man. We're active. We're online right now.
How come we're not finding each other then?
Well, I have to press yes, and immediately we found each other. Let's do it, dude.
You need to change your picture.
I know. I never updated it.
I'm gonna just do no restrictions, normal rules.
Cap out at level 50.
Yeah, that's normal rules.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
What's your favorite ghost type? Someone's asking.
My favorite ghost type. It might be Mimikyu. Is that stupid?
No, that's maybe mine. You know what? It gets tricky though, cause like, is that a fairy type? Like, is that your favorite ghost or is that your favorite fairy?
It's my favorite ghost.
Okay, that's good.
My favorite fairy is Sylvia.
I think one of my Pokemon, because it's such a small Pokemon and the PNG is being expanded. It's like blurry on my Switch.
That's pretty funny.
That sucks.
What's going on? Have you not completed your preparations?
I'm just making sure. Preparations complete.
Thank you.
I was looking at okay, you have to go in 15 minutes now.
Yeah, come on!
Listen, sometimes people say 20 minutes and that doesn't really mean anything.
Sure. I stuck in my Legends Arceus starter here.
Yeah.
I stuck him on the team.
Hold on.
Guest appearance.
I can't hear anything. I can't hear my Switch.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Deactivate. Activate.
No, you're lying. This is you. You're
I'm
giving
not
controls.
lying.
You're giving the controls to somebody else.
Can you guys hear it?
The VGC.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. I can't hear my game right now. Hold on.
Whoa, weird.
I think my headphones. Oh, and then done. Can you guys hear the Switch? All right. We're doing the battle, guys.
Here we go. We're in the Blueberry Academy.
We're doing it. Oh, okay, Darkspun, the Paldean champion.
Isn't that cool?
So this nickname, Note Man, for the chat. This is I forget her name now, but I'm watching Lord of the Rings. I do forget her name. It's not Galadriel. It's not her. But at the end of the movie, spoiler, Sauron's like, no man can kill me. And she goes, I am no man. She takes her helmet off and stabs him in the face.
Wow.
So, it's amazing.
Okay.
All right, can this thing be burned? I'm gonna
bring it on.
No, I think it can.
Dude, I'm toasted.
All right, we're hitting it. I can't hit it with a fire type move. No shot. Chip. Man, my attack went down. Shadow Claw.
Oh, wow, that hurt.
Yeah, it was a critical hit. That helped.
Dang.
The Rocky helmet, though. Okay. You know what? I'm feeling pretty good. Chat. We're, no, not Liv Tyler. You're right. It's the Witch King, not Sauron. But, like, you know, it's the hand of Sauron. Erwin. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, she goes, I fear nothing, and then Aragorn's like, you must fear something, and she goes, I only fear a cage. So it's
wow.
And then she like says all this poetry about
dying
at an old age and accepting the cage. I'm like, man, this is crazy. All right, Jake's like, hurry up. I can't hear the battle music, so I'm like, I'm extra chill
right now. I'm in it.
I know he's not. You're not even. I'm like trying to entertain the chat, and you're like, you're gonna lose.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to focus on there's an intense swords fighter in front of me.
But I can't hear any of the music, so I'm just chatting.
So you used that thing in your playthrough?
Yeah, I did.
That's crazy.
It was.
How'd you get it?
I had to trade with someone on stream.
Wow.
It was fun. I was like, I don't know where to get these things, and I didn't want to look up the videos. Ooh, Palafin, this is big. All right, I feel bad I set up on you. That was kind of lame.
No, you're done. Don't even worry about it.
Oh my gosh. No! No!
You're done!
Dude, she's the main character.
No, she's done.
Yeah. What was that? Flip turn?
Yeah.
Nice. That's the way to use it.
Yeah, baby.
Here we go. Here we go. Here, let me make a little poll. Who's going to win?
No, stop it.
Here we go. Start poll. All right, here we go. Jake, you can't even look at my screen right now.
Oh, you know what? I didn't think to until now. Now you're making me. Now I'm like, maybe I should.
All right, here we go. Check out the battle prowess, dude.
Oh my God. Okay.
Named after a Brockhampton song. I'll tell you guys all the reasons. All right. Will-O-Wisp. Oh, I shouldn't be saying my moves. No! He's terastallizing. I don't know why I cannot hear this device right now.
I gotta tell you, it's pretty hype.
Damn, dude, the ghosty boy.
Let's go, baby! I want the one shot. Yes!
No! I got the music back.
Oh,
brutal, man. This thing is crazy.
Huge. A big hit.
All right, here we go.
A big hit.
Here we go. What are we doing? What are we doing? Ooh,
What's
ooh.
your answer? What's your
I don't
answer?
know. I don't know. You're pressuring me.
How do you respond?
I don't think I have a good response to it.
And it's tough. It's tough.
Here we go.
Dude, my brain is broken from playing Sword and Shield. I'm like, okay, so this will only last 3 turns.
Yep. Yep. It scares me when you return it and then you can send it back out with the terastallization.
Yep.
It caught me off guard. I was battling my friends. All right. Go big or go home. Man, if I swear, honestly, it's been so great to play Sword version, and yeah, Gen 10's gonna be pretty, man.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
I can't even see you with this stupid hammer in the way. Move the hammer! I can't make it. I can't. I don't know what to tell you to do.
That hammer is crazy big.
It's so big.
I haven't seen that Pokemon out a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't use one. That's cool that you did.
I did use one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like
you used cool ones.
Thank you. I used it before it got a bunch of hype, and then I felt basic because I was like, oh, everyone loves this.
So, and the other thing is, so I played my game, obviously. I was reviewing it at the time, so I played it before it was out, so people weren't online talking about it.
Sure.
And I remember, like, I saw that little pink thing, and I was like, no. And then,
it's honestly weird. Here's the thing, I think this is also a problem. I played this game on stream, and I don't think playing it on stream was an issue, but I do think I started to formulate a team that I thought would be the best for post-game.
Yeah.
And then by the time I get to post-game, I'm like, I don't even care about these Pokemon. You know? I should have just used the Pokemon that I used. Like, I made an effort to use new Gen 9 Pokemon, and I should have just did my thing, you know?
Man, you and I, though, we both had the sweet Annihilate.
Yeah, actually, no, this was caught afterwards.
Oh, okay.
This wasn't actually on the team. Yeah,
I'm literally obsessed. It's so awesome.
It's a good boy.
Ugh.
Let's see what I can do here. Man, Golden Go is just really busted.
I know, it's awesome.
Here we go.
Oh, it's happening. Okay. Let's see it. What type is it going to be?
You know, I got the slight edge in the poll.
Wow, fighting type. I think my Annihilate actually turns into a
ghost.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of my Pokemon are weak to Golden Go. I'm realizing.
I guess so. Yeah. Wow.
This is good. I might be able to live 2 hits.
That's big.
That's huge.
Ooh, we lived. That's even bigger.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
All right, now let's just hope we don't get a little priority move here or something. Okay. I don't want that. You got something like that? You got something like that over there?
Mach punch.
Okay. No. We're good.
I think I'm gonna live it. I think I'm gonna live it.
No, you're done. You're done.
No, I'm gonna live it. No!
Because your special defense went down.
No! I didn't see the detail!
Yeah!
This is why we need reading comprehension in the United States.
Sweep. Oh my god. Dude, I can't believe he's still Terrestrial. I keep thinking it's like Dynamax, and it's like, it's over.
No, it's just done.
Wait, you had this little fish?
I did have, I did have this fish.
Oh my god.
He's a good boy.
Okay.
Look at his little mug.
Yeah.
All right,
no, that's good. I like the orange one. The orange one's my favorite.
No, I like this one. The pink one. The orange one is good. Man.
Can you take down the Golden God?
I don't. This is an in-game moveset. We'll see. No! Take. This is brutal.
I'm dying. Dude.
Yo.
I'm dying.
Oh, I'm supposed to have a Rage Fist.
Hold, Golden Go. Hold.
Just
Golden
attack
Go,
me.
Hold. No.
All right.
No.
All right.
Hold.
You want to play that game?
Let's play.
Let's do it.
Hold.
The fish.
What's he doing?
Nasty plot.
No. Don't be doing that.
Yeah, we're doing this.
I
think I can live one hit, and then you'll knock me out the next turn.
All right. Let's see.
Damn.
All right. Let's get it going.
Golden goes crazy. It's kind of horrifying. I need to train one. No, dude.
Look at you. You lived.
No, that's not good.
The fish that lived. Oh.
And I don't have priority.
That's rough.
Can you use recover?
Oh my god.
This is brutal, man. Dude, I should have brought a Chienpao.
Should have brought Chienpao.
Maybe it'll live because of the power of friendship.
Okay, let's see. It held on because it respected you.
Yeah. It starts bouncing.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Dude, I will say before this is over.
Yep.
The Kanto Copium might be real because because Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is a Switch game. We have the core Kanto game on Switch already. If they want to re-up and they want to give us another Pokemon game, another Kanto game, they could give us Oh, you switched! You switched!
I wanted to throw out Sakai.
Yeah, psych. Damn, dude. This Pokemon looks good in this game.
Yeah. Well, I think it looks better in this game than in Legends Arceus, honestly. Ooh.
Here we go. Here comes the sweep. Here comes the sweep.
You get one kill.
Honey, get me the broom.
Okay. Let's get it going. Oh my god. Here we go.
Zazz. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. We should have we should have them face off.
Yeah. Right.
All right. What are we doing? All right. We're going big. Drain punch. We live. He didn't gain any health. Glaive rush.
Ooh, ouchies. It's not enough. But
this is like Hyper Beam, I think, so I don't know if I can attack next turn. Man, I think your record against me is 2-0 about to be. It's about to be 2-0.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I believe it. Drain punch. Good game. Good game, chat.
GG. I like that we were in the Blueberry Academy this time.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of like the trailers. I feel like this scene reminds me of them debuting all the new Pokemon. See, I gotta update my card. Look how bitter I look in mine. I gotta update my card.
It's not a winner's card.
You know, I think creating this card is not very intuitive.
It's not.
You kind of have to master the system in order to do it.
Correct.
It's nice in theory. Yeah, we're done. Jake's gotta go do husband duties.
It's true. This was great though.
But this was fun. Yeah, absolutely, man. We both get the shinies. Have a great night.
You know what was nice? Just hanging out, playing Scarlet and Violet, and not worrying about it so much.
Yeah, dude, I forgot we were streaming at one point, and then I said, "This isn't good." Jake's running the stream. No! I said, "I'm literally just I'm evolving Sprigatito. This isn't good. This is bad etiquette."
Oh my god.
Bad etiquette.
Well, again, this was great. Have a good weekend, everybody. New video just went up on my channel.
Yeah.
While we were streaming, actually. Where I rank all of the first-party Nintendo Switch games. So if that's something you might be interested in, go on over there. Also, I gotta say, I don't normally do this. Dusty, I don't normally do this.
What are you doing?
If people are not subscribed to me already, it'd be cool if they could be, because last week I hit 3,000.
Yeah.
And I'm dangerously close to 4,000.
Dude, I think the next time you're on the podcast, you're gonna be at 5,000.
No.
Yeah. Jake was having a crisis this morning about whether or not
I want to make content.
Yeah, he's like, this is uncomfortable. I'm not a YouTuber.
I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. He was like, no one's complimenting me on this platform for my essays.
Yeah, no, they're just like, you're so good looking. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, you're like, this isn't... Yeah.
I did say a year ago, I was like, when I hit 3,000, that's when I will get paranoid.
Yeah.
And it happened.
Yeah, it definitely happened.
Yeah, it happened. So, yeah.
Embrace it, man. Embrace
Thanks.
it. Just start making videos and directing people towards Substack.
And hey, man, and before I go, we got our shiny Flamigos. Like, mission accomplished.
No, I feel good. That was great.
So that's great.
This was a fun stream. I'll see you, man. Peace.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
What's going on, everyone? It's just you and me now. Where the heck is Jake's face? There it is. How's everyone doing? Dude, I'm literally exhausted today. That was a fun time. I did zone out at one point. I did zone out. I felt a little bad once I realized I zoned out. Because I'm like, I can't be letting... Oh, Jake left. I can't be letting Jake just run the stream. You know, he's supposed to be chilling. I'm chilling, but he's supposed to be chilling. But, yeah, how's everyone doing? I don't know how much longer I'm going to go for. Wow, it has been 2 hours. We're chilling. It's 7 o'clock. But you know what? My wife's still at work. And I'm still alone. So, we'll keep playing a little bit. I got to get better at battling. I need to create my team and really develop something that has proper synergy. I do love this team. This is most of the Pokemon I played through the game with. I think instead of Annihilate, I think I had, I think I did have the Quaxley evolution, Quackleval. I think I did have this. I think this was the team. I think this was my original team, and I kind of like the idea of 2 starters. I think this is the OG team. I really think it is. Was Skeledirge? No. Skeledirge is the Paldean champion. This is the Paldean champion. Yeah, okay, this is the way to confirm it. You just gotta... Oh! Alright, No Shine was not on the Paldean champion team. Okay, so maybe it wasn't. Or maybe you know what? I probably boxed it for Koraidon. Where is Koraidon? That probably is what that was. Let's see. I named it Winged King. Yeah, this is it. So cool. So cool. No, it doesn't have the ribbon either. Who the heck? Oh, of course. Oh, of course. It was Great Tusk. This was the team. Oh, I should have used this. This actually was my team. Subarashi got it for me. I thought the game glitched out. What a cool Pokemon. This was such a good Pokemon to play through the game with. Yeah. The Paldean champion. It's also a Titan, but it is the Paldean champion. Dude, I forgot this Pokemon existed. This is one of my favorites of all time. So cool. So cool, dude. I love this Pokemon. Let's go to Area 0. That's actually where Jake and I should have been hanging out. Let's go to Area 0. Oh, shoot. I was still on the call with Jake. It disappeared. Here, we can close that up. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of numb to the new Switch. Like, it's cool that we have confirmation, but 24 hours later, it is true that it's like I don't really know even what else to say. There's really not much else to say. I feel like the confirmation is fun. I'm really just looking forward to just playing, right? I'm like a new system. I think Jake said it the right way, where it's like it's a companion, right? Like, I take my phone everywhere. I don't take my Switch everywhere, but that is the device I go to. And I like the idea of having a new device that is a new system. And that new device also can happen to play brand new, like, console games. I think that is fun. But to also see all of the games that I still have, I think is maybe not the most important thing, but I think that is a lot of fun. And it's going to suck to have to shell out the money. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be worth it. Man, this is cool. Look at this. Magnazone's up here. That's really fun, actually. What if that was... Yeah, let's climb back up here. I kind of want to catch this guy. Look at him. Oh, I just killed him. Yeah, when they show games, I don't know, man. I still think about it, though, because there's so many games for the Switch. And this is why I say I don't, maybe I'm not like a gamer, because there are so many games that came out for the Switch that I wanted to play, and I just did not prioritize. I never got, because I didn't have time at the time, at that period. Like, there was a remix or a remake of all the Battle Network games, the Mega Man Battle Network games, which to me at the time, when I played those in my life, they were as meaningful as Pokemon games. They were RPGs. There was a ton of customization. I would not be surprised if those games were developed in a way that kind of wanted to target that kind of kid, whatever I am, right? And I was like, I'm gonna get that day one, which, and I didn't. I didn't get it. I never got it. I never played it. But I would. I think it just comes down to time, and I'm definitely starting to carve out more time for myself. Yeah, I've been enjoying. And earlier in the stream, we were talking about like, oh, you know what? I meant to ask Jake something. Right in the beginning, there was a something I was gonna deviate into. I feel, Jake's always talking about like people repeating things without thinking about them, and I feel like some people, and when I say some people, myself, sometimes I feel like I don't trust or maybe understand what I am experiencing in the moment, and so I think we often look towards people who are saying things confidently, right or wrong, to give us that answer. And in our space, it's YouTubers, right? It's people with a platform, right? Who have an opinion. People with an opinion. But I definitely, I don't know. I find myself often defending the Pokemon heads, because it's interesting. Jake comes in and he just brings a new perspective, and it really makes me think about. I'm like, yeah, why are we like this? Why am I like this? It's fun. But yeah, I think oftentimes people don't trust their own perspective, their opinion. They don't even know what they are experiencing. So they just look for other people to give them whatever that informed opinion is. Yeah, let's go into the depths, dude. It really made me think when I was watching those little snippets that came out yesterday and today. There are these little like animations of what the Pokemon Company wants to present this region, Paldea and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as. I think it's so easy to like compare those animations with the actual game because they're both 3D renders of the same world. I think those animations are the art style is a little bit more kind of looks like a toy, right? It looks a little bit more not cartoony. They're both cartoony, but like it definitely looks maybe like a little bit. It looks like a cheap 3D and it just looks like a cheap 3D animation. But it looked good. Everything was high quality. There was no glitching. It was cute. It honestly was nice. And I don't know. It was just I'm like, this is great that Game Freak and Nintendo, this is what they're imagining this world to be. It's not really what it's presented as. But it was nice. It was nice because it was easy to imagine what this game could be, and what this world could be, really, because that's what I care about. What the world would be, because this is how I'm interacting with it. Somewhere in the middle, I think a lot of people double up on opinions because it's easier. Like double up on opinions, like kind of just like or double down on them. Yeah, I think that definitely happens too. When people have an opinion and then when they're challenged, they're like, no, like you're wrong or whatever. Or I guess I think another thing that probably happens is people. It's kind of the same thing. People maybe. I think people are easy. I think most people will trust whatever most people say. Whatever the popular opinion is, that's what I think a lot of people are comfortable saying is, oh, well, then that must mean it's right. Or, yeah, that they'll think that's right. Or I've even heard people say that where they say like, well, a lot of people think this way, therefore, that's my point. And I don't really know if that's how you... I don't know if that is a good reason to believe something. I mean, I guess it depends on the context. Obviously, if it's an opinion and a lot of people are believing the opinion, yeah, then it's like, okay, well, then it's easy to see that is what, obviously, whatever the effect is, it's taken place if a lot of people are having the same experience. But I don't know. Think yeah. A lot of people just end up repeating stuff. I think also it's like another part of that, at least for me, because I'm kind of speaking from my own perspective. Like, I forget a lot about the games that I play. I thought this Fluttermane was shiny for a second, but it's not. Man, my voice is sounding sleepy. But yeah, I forget so much. Like, I feel like I very often will form an opinion, and then when I go back, I notice it's different, but usually it's different because I'm just in a different point in my life. Like, when I don't, like, I don't know, like, if I form an opinion when I'm a kid, my life is completely different nowadays. It really doesn't make any logical sense to use that perspective from when I was a kid in the perspective I have as an adult now. But I also don't have, I mean, I'm trying to make the time, right? It always comes down to making the time. I'm trying to make the time to replay a lot of Pokemon games so I can actually, kind of have real or something more tangible to pull on when I'm thinking about a game, right? So many of my opinions of games are just holdovers from 10, 20 years ago. You know, every person who says they love Johto, it's because you were a kid, you know? And I like Johto for a lot of reasons that I think I did not appreciate as a kid. But most of the opinions, right? Probably the designs is the easiest way to... I think if you look at designs, like designs aren't a I don't know. I don't like Pokemon designs because of a reason. I think I just end up liking it because like it's a friend to me or whatever, you know. Earlier in the stream, it's a popular opinion that this game doesn't work, so it was quickly assumed the circles wouldn't allow you to battle. As someone that played this whole game in a circle, I know firsthand that people exaggerate the problems with them just because it's a popular thing to do. Yeah, and that's another thing. No, that's true, AJ. That's another thing because I think also like when a game comes out, the masses are playing. And those opinions are valid, but I think those opinions are also like, I think I was saying that earlier, that those opinions are also just like, not in a bad way, but like careless. Like you can just throw out an opinion. And if a lot of people think about it like that, it's like, okay, yeah, that opinion is valid. It's real. If a lot of people had that opinion, then that makes it real. And then also, I think, yeah, then you also get the trolls. You also get people repeating stuff. And it kind of compounds. And these games are fun. We just did on Hidden Power, we just did the video this week was a tier list, essentially, of all the Switch, the mainline Switch titles. And actually, I was shocked. I was shocked that we all pretty much... I mean, we all kind of disagreed on exact... we disagreed on the reasons why, but we all kind of had the same ranking and placements for the Switch titles, which truthfully kind of shocked me because we disagree on everything. And I really thought, like... I don't know. We all agreed on the ranking, which was insane. Yeah, the negativity rises to the top for sure. I think, again, that might just be a human nature thing. I mean, you think, you know, right? You always remember the bad things in your life. You remember, you know, the bad relationships. I don't know. Maybe that's actually not true. Maybe we actually suppress a lot of the bad stuff. I was gonna say we all, you know, focus on the negativity because it's scary, right? Like our human brains register it as like danger, but that's also not true. I guess that is kind of circumstantial. But yeah, the negativity rises to the top. I think it's a lot easier in place of criticism. You can just be like, "This thing sucks," because you had a negative experience, and the negative experience is valid. But maybe it didn't suck. And I think this actually, and we talk about this, right? The podcast this week was like 3 hours long. We talk about this because I think this is what we disagreed on. Me, you know, Lumi and Soul were looking at, and even me to an extent. I think anyone can look at Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. They can look at Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and think these games suck. But it's like, why does it suck? What are we comparing it to? Are we comparing it to what doesn't exist? You know, are we considering what the intentions of the game are? Because I think we all said Sword and Shield sucks, and I've gone back, and this is what shocked me. We all loved, everyone on the podcast were like, yeah, we love Sword and Shield. And I've been like, kind of boastfully, shit posting on Twitter about how I'm enjoying Sword and Shield right now. And my comments, for once in my life, are filled with like support from creators and, you know, just Twitter users. And it's kind of shocking. because I really thought, that was the narrative, that Sword and Shield suck. And I played the games again, and I'm having fun with it. And apparently everyone has just been closeted with that opinion. I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. Everyone is loving Sword and Shield, but I remember when that game came out, everyone hated it because it wasn't an open world game. So, kind of crazy. Yeah, no, AJ's right on the money. BDSP sucks because Diamond and Pearl sucks. If Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl was a remake of Platinum, we would be having a completely different conversation. Because Platinum, I think there still are problems with the engine of BDSP or whatever the arts, the build of the game. There's problems with the build of the game, and I think when you hands-on the game, I feel like there lacks, I feel like there is a visual polish that it's lacking, but I also think, what's the word? Tangibly, or tangibly, there's a lack of care, or when I'm playing the game, it doesn't feel good. I feel like the map is faithfully remade. Like the 2D or whatever, the grid-based map is faithfully remade. So when you're playing the game with a character that can move in 3 dimensions, it sucks. It's so sick to see Volcarona right here, because it feels almost like its own Pokemon, because, man, that's kind of cool, man. That's kind of cool. The effect of, I've never thought of it like this. All right, we're in Area 0. There's all these Paradox Pokemon. On paper, I guess this doesn't actually work. On paper, it's cool because you're like, look, it's a new Jigglypuff. But what's actually more cool is seeing the Paradox Pokemon alongside the original Pokemon. Seeing Volcarona and Slitherwing, that's what it's called. And to visually see, man, I can't stand these Girafarig right now. To visually see all these different variants, I feel like it helps illustrate the different timelines, right? We're stuck. Oh my god, this is just like an endless cycle of encounters. That's kind of cool. Because I think Volcarona, and maybe this is only really the case with Volcarona, but Volcarona feels like a legendary in itself. I think the design has a lot of weight. It's got this regal energy to it. But seeing these 2 different Pokemon together in the same space, so in my mind I imagined that the future Paradox one was also there. It's not. But that is kind of cool to think that there's I don't know. I think I don't know. It just hit me. Maybe the thing that hit me was really just the idea of Paradox Pokemon, and I haven't thought of it in a while. But man, I felt it. I felt like I was I was in a Spider-Man movie, and I had just witnessed the evidence that tells me that we've split dimensions or whatever. Man, we should have got... My favorite theory was we're going to get a Paradox Masquerain, and we're going to get a Paradox Golduck, and we're going to get a Paradox whatever else is in Area 0. I got to go back and revisit some of those old theory videos because they're still fun to they didn't come true, but there's always a chance some of those things get brought up in Scarlet 2 and Violet 2 in 20 years or whatever. Yeah, AJ says he's replaying every generation so far. He can confirm nostalgia be cooking people be crazy because the older games do a lot of things wrong. That's interesting. Dude, I almost went to rebuttal. I'm not even kidding. That was not a bit. I almost went to rebuttal. I just like put on offended face because I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. The older games are good, therefore they can't be bad. I'm so stupid. What kind of things are you noticing, AJ? AJ, if you want to hop on, you can hop on right now. You can just call me. I gotta end the stream soon. I am feeling kind of exhausted. Let me open up Discord. If you want to call, you can. If you want, no pressure. But yeah, what kind of things do you think the first gens do wrong? I feel like you were on the podcast in the summertime, and you definitely told me some of these things. But I think I don't know. I feel like what I've seen about, I'm sure there's probably scaling and like game design things that like don't make sense, but most of the quote unquote issues that older games do, I find don't bother me because they're like limitations of, or they just don't matter because it's already a pixel art world. Yo, what's up, AJ?
What's up? Hi, chat.
How you doing? Yeah, we're live. Hold on, let me get your face in here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's all right. You don't have to do that. No, this is kind of fun. We're chatting 2 days in a row. That's fun.
I told you I'm down.
Yeah, dude. No, I know. Yeah, no, I just got the media badge confirmation from PAX.
Dick, I gotta apply for that.
Yeah, dude. I was a little bit nervous because I haven't uploaded to my like my channel in in like 10 months or something. I was like, they're gonna look at this and be like, you're not active anymore. We're not gonna waste our time. Here, let me get your face on here.
There we go. Here I am.
Yeah, here he is. What's up, dude? How's your day going?
It's going alright. Uploaded a video. I need to probably remake the thumbnail because it is not doing great.
It's not?
Nah.
I watched it earlier. I thought you had a lot of really good points. It was beyond.
So the video itself is doing well. Like people that watch it are watching it.
Yeah.
It's just I think the thumbnail's throwing people off, which I semi-expected. I wanted to test it out and see if it would work.
I was gonna ask you. I mean, it looked like new art. It looked like you had like a new, like a profile.
Yeah,
or like
I commissioned somebody to draw the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Because I did it for a Smash Brothers video that I'm working on. And I wanted to test it on that, but that video is taking longer to make than I thought it would.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, let me test it on this first, and then do the Smash Brothers video, see if I'm gonna do it like in perpetuity.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm gonna try to A/B test it, see if I can make another thumbnail.
Yeah. I think.
In a bit.
I mean, you show your face. Like you'll use a screenshot of your face in a video or in a thumbnail, right?
Well, I'm on cam. Well, sometimes.
Yeah, you show your face like in the video, but what about the thumbnail?
Yeah, on thumbnails. A few of my thumbnails have my face.
I think after I watched your video, and I did notice, I didn't look at the views or anything. I literally didn't even consider performance, but I was like, oh, that's cool. He's trying out a new thing. I've vaguely tried that in the past, like years ago. But it got me thinking. Then I was like, you know who's got the best thumbnails? It's Arlo, just because he's a puppet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a recognizable. I mean, he's also been around for like a decade, but like the fact that he's a puppet and not just like a bearded white guy, like immediately he stands out, right? Because he's a puppet and not a real person. And so all his thumbnail needs to be is like his puppet face.
Yeah.
And immediately you recognize it as one of his videos, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's like tough to do. I guess maybe that's something that like you can only do if you like show your face a ton. Maybe it's something I don't know.
So the biggest thing for me is like it's not so much. I don't think it's the face thing. I think it's the art style. I think it's that it's drawn and stuff like that.
Okay.
because I've had thumbnails with just my actual face on
Yeah.
them, and those videos perform fine.
People probably just don't recognize it as you then.
Yeah, like they don't recognize the art style. Maybe the art style is not clicking or whatever.
Sure.
But again, I don't know. I'm gonna A/B test it and see what happens. But I don't think that it's that. I don't think it's a recognizability thing.
Okay. That's what I always just assume it is. I feel like I try to. I don't know. We don't even need to talk about this if you don't want to, but I find it interesting. Yeah.
If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it.
Yeah, I find it interesting. Good day. That's true. Yeah, good point. Because I'm always like, so with the podcast, like when we started, I was like, all right, I have to make every single thumbnail look like a YouTube video first. And then I just found like a format that worked that could be applied to a podcast and like multiple topics.
Yeah,
and then
I like you guys' thumbnails.
I appreciate it. But I felt like we hit a trap. And chat will probably be nice and be like, no, it's great, it's fine. But you guys are here watching a live stream. But like we hit a point where I was like, every thumbnail looks the same in like a bad way, where it's like, when you look back at the videos,
it's like you question if you watched this video before.
Yeah. And I still kind of tiptoe in that sometimes. Like there'll be a month where, like right now, we're talking like Gen 10 content. People are excited for it. So I keep kind of repeating a thumbnail, but it's still working. So I'm like, all right, whatever. It is a new discussion.
It's working. Who cares?
Yeah. But I'm really trying to just like change it up. And that's tough because I'm like, when I change it up, people actually don't recognize that it's our podcast.
Yeah.
That's kind of the point I was going to make. I just, it's tricky, and I'm like, I wish I was just a blue puppet and I could just slap on.
You just put the blue puppet in there.
Yeah. So I've been trying to use my face more, but we'll see. But yeah, man. So what game are you? So you're playing every single Pokemon game this year, or like, starting last year?
My goal is before Gen 10.
Okay.
That's my goal.
Nice.
We'll see if that happens. Emerald threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
Battle Frontier was a doozy.
How far did you get into the Battle Frontier? Did you just like? There's no way you 100%ed it. That's so hard.
That was my initial thought. Well, I wasn't going to 100%. I wasn't going to get the gold symbols. I wanted to get silver symbols.
I've never got those.
I've basically did what I like did during the stream. I got three or four, one of those two of the symbols, and then I got to the point where I'm like, all right, bro, we're gonna do one more run of every frontier, because the ultimate goal is like, it's not for the stream. Like I'm doing these streams for a video, so I just wanted to make sure that I experienced the frontier facilities.
Oh, dude, honestly, I love that. Honestly, I keep forgetting this, but you're literally doing like the dream. I'm like tiptoeing and playing a couple games here and there, and it's fulfilling. But you're like literally playing every game. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm doing all of it.
Yeah,
and it's mostly out of spite, to be honest, because like I'll just say, like, I'll just have like a throwaway comment when I'm talking about a newer Pokemon game, and like just responding to general criticism of it being like, man, Game Freak really got lazy, and I'm like, bro. Like, I've been playing these games my whole life. Yeah. Game Freak has never been a great developer. That's not why we like them. They are not good at this. They are getting better.
Yeah. Wow. Arguably. That's a take.
And that's why I'm playing through these games, to prove that. And so far, I'm feeling pretty good about that claim. Still.
Yeah. I feel like what I was saying in the interim before you hopped on was like, I feel like the older games. Maybe there's like game design stuff that I just don't pay attention to, or is easy to overlook because I just take the games for granted. But I feel like the things that I've seen when people say like the older games have always sucked, it's usually like, I think of like there's a screenshot of like the fire red character as you come out of a stairwell. You're like the model is like clipping over the stairwell a little bit so it doesn't look natural, but I'm like, on a Game Boy you can't even see that. So what are you talking? Tell me what you're seeing.
My complaints have nothing to do with performance.
Okay.
Because like, this is a game that we play entirely in menus.
Yeah.
Let me be real, I don't care about the performance of the game.
Okay.
If the performance can't make me lose, I don't care about the frames. I don't. I just don't.
Okay.
I just don't. Now, if I'm playing the game and the game drops to 15 frames and I die because of it, then I'm tight.
Yeah.
But my immersion, my electric rat is running at 15 frames per second. How can I possibly be immersed? I'm fighting God right now, and it's 15 frames per second. I can't be immersed. You know, it's like I think that complaint is ridiculous for a video game where we're playing a 10-year-old fighting God.
I like that.
With our animal friends. My issue is more so on like the games are just very clearly not fully thought out, and that's not their fault. They fully have thought out what the games are now after years of trial and error of making the older games and be like, ooh, okay, that was a great idea because of this, and this. It just took them several years to do certain things that we just take for granted now, and a lot of fans retroactively have been like, oh, your starter Pokemon getting a stab move so early makes the game easy. No, that's good design. When you give your player a mechanic and you say this is what the game is, it's about pluses and minuses. You have
rock,
a series
paper, scissors.
It's
you choose scissors. You better already be able to like be better than paper. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you give me scissors, and then you tell me that they're glued together until I get to a certain point of the game, you didn't give me scissors. You know?
Dude, I feel like that is a cool premise for like something where it's like, rock, paper, scissors, but now there's glue, and now there's pebbles, and now there's wood, like all the other elements.
They just add more elements.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like they do a bad job at teaching you how to play the game because they don't understand the game fully yet. Yeah. The game's not what it has become. So there's just a lot of stuff like that where it's like there's certain Pokemon like Pidgey. Pidgey doesn't learn a flying type move.
Yeah. You're talking about red, blue, and yellow. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And even in Gen 2, there's like a very like move pools are bad, and I'm keeping a running tally in my head of like, okay, when do move pools get good?
Well, can I guess?
And I don't even
can
mean
I guess?
Like
I think
go for it.
Maybe Gen 3 they start getting stuff, but the access is so limited. I would say Gen 5.
So that's my current guess. My guess from Jump was.
Oh, you're not even at Gen 5 yet.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's still the running guess.
All right.
Because each time it does get a little better, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, Gen 2 is a little better. Like
you know what I'm thinking about? Gen 3
Karate Chop's not a normal move anymore.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Okay.
That sort of thing. But Gen 3. It's just like, and the Battle Frontier specifically made this very clear that like, oh yeah, move pools suck in this game too. And it's funny because like, I mean, and this is a little bit of a tangent because like, by the time we got to the end of HMs being a mechanic, the thought was, man, HMs are such a hindrance. It sucks that you have to have these moves on your Pokemon because then you can't have the moves that you want to have.
Shoot.
Or you got to have a HM. Or whatever we want to call it.
Yeah.
The other thing
move
is
deleter.
Cursed. Yeah. No, just like a Pokemon that you have designated to use all your HMs.
Listen, listen, HM friends. They're helping out the squad.
HM.
That's what I call them because they're essential to the team. They're essential to the team. Yeah.
I like that a lot better.
That's the movement I'm trying to start.
In the older games, right? It's not even a hindrance because most of the HMs are better than the moves that you're going to learn anyway, with the only real exception being Rock Smash. Like, Rock Smash sucks.
Flash
but,
sucks.
like, I'd rather have Cut and Strength and...
Rock Climb's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's true. Okay, this is cool. I'm following you.
So, like, on that end, it's like HMs are almost made better retroactively in older games because every other move is, like, either not accessible or it's bad.
Yeah.
And even in like Gen 3, where you have again more access than Gen 2, which had more access than Gen 1, it's still not all the way there. Even though like I'm in the Battle Frontier, and there's like the idea where it's like, okay, I can have a little bit of strategy because if I go through and I grind the battle points, I can go and I could buy TMs, right? And this was my thought process. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I have my team. I'm gonna get a diverse move pool. a diverse move pool is not going to do anything for you because the physical special split is handled in a stupid way.
Oh my god, yeah.
where it's like, oh yeah, I can give my Hariyama a Thunder Punch. That'll be sick. But then you realize, wait, his special attack is dirt, and Thunder Punch isn't a physical attack.
Sure.
So you're just cooked. It whittles down the amount of feasible teammates in that regard, where it's like in theory there's really one way where you can actually think your way through the frontier, and it's grinding. It's like, okay, well, I need a specific team for this because I know this is what the frontier brain is going to have, and these are the stab moves or the moves in my move pool that are advantageous to the way that my stats are split.
Yeah.
And just for the sake of streaming and making a video, it's not interesting to be like, watch me train up 13 teams because I have to, because the game doesn't let me just use the team that I have and be strategic with the move pool and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would have just hacked in some rare candies, allegedly.
I didn't want to do that because. Okay. A big part of it, like a rule that I establish in the scripts of these videos, is basically like, this is just like a heightened version of me playing the video game as a kid.
That makes sense.
Like, obviously I know more because I am now an adult and I've been playing this for my entire life.
Couldn't there be an arc though where you as a kid go to a friend's house at the sleepover, they happen to have a Game Shark?
That
did happen.
Do that.
That did happen.
That's not a thing that I did.
Okay,
that's just not a thing that I did.
Yeah.
So that's my thought process. It's like, how would I feel about this game if I experienced this game in the way that a kid would, without all of that sort of thing, where the random kid is like, hey, my dad got me this thing, it's called a Game Shark or Action Replay or whatever. It's just out of the box, the game that they are trying to sell to me, the game that actually exists. And I think that's another part of why so much of the reputation for older Pokemon games is as good as it is, because a lot of people don't even actually play the older games. They play modified versions of the older games. They play them on ROM hacks, and they play them on just regular emulators where you could 2x speed certain things and all this other kind of stuff. The game changes entirely when you just play the vanilla experience. You don't do any of that modification stuff. That is the game that we're talking about. That's what we're judging, because that's what was designed.
Yeah.
When you try to, be like, well, they made a special version of Pokemon Yellow where it's like, what if Pokemon Yellow was just Gen 7 or whatever generation they developed that modification in, that just adopts all the lessons that these newer games have learned and imparted.
But just with the art style.
Yeah, just with the older art style and the story arc. Which again, I mean, in a lot of ways is or at a lot of times is modified in one way or another.
Yeah.
It's like those ROM hacks don't actually elevate how good those older gens are. If anything, they just exaggerate how bad they are because we had to go to such lengths to want to actually play them. You gotta remake the game to make it bearable, and that's not a glowing endorsement. It would be like trying to date somebody and they're like, yeah, I date you, but you have to get aggressive plastic surgery. Like, they're not attracted to you.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, I'll marry you, but I'm only gonna look at this picture. That's not you.
We need everything about you to change before we get married.
I'm gonna marry you, but I'm actually gonna live with your sister.
That would be ridiculous. So like that's the thing of it. It's just like the memory of the game is better than the game.
Yeah, and I think no, absolutely. I mean, I think that's not even like that even surprising, because I do think, the way I interact with these games, the older games, is really just through the old art styles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there is a charm to that. And I think something specific about the Pokemon games is that there was this promise that you can always bring things up to the most recent generation. And I think the nature of it being kind of like it is an RPG, but kind of playing like an open world, it's like a sandbox, and the fact that each game is a new region, so you can imagine that they're all interconnected. When we think about the older games, and if our last experiences with let me pick a bad example, maybe like, I don't know, Black and White, Diamond and Pearl. That's a good example, right? But that's not actually the last version of the game. It's actually BDSP. But
right,
yeah, when you think
but
back
if that's
to those
the last
older
one
games,
that you played,
yeah, it's easy to be like, oh, this is just as good, or maybe better than what has come out currently. I think the biggest thing, it's funny. I don't know. Some of the criticisms that you've said, I don't think bother me when I do go back to play these games, but maybe they do. Maybe they do. I don't know. I wonder.
And they don't necessarily have to bother you, but I think that it's a different thing. For
but I think they
somebody.
do. I think I'm chewing on this.
I
think they actually might.
That's also fair
because I do think.
I think it's valid if they don't bother, even if it's not you specifically. I think it's valid that they don't bother people, but that's a different thing from those things not being issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can love something and it be bad.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You can love something that is bad.
No, that's totally true. It's like a bad movie that is just charming or whatever. Or like a stupid
and you like
Christmas
it for your
movie.
own individual reasons, which are valid. But
like I look back at the older games, and the way I look at them is almost like when I do want to play Gold and Silver, I know that there's going to be like I just accept the rules of, my start. I don't know what's an example. Just no TMs, right? I just accept if I want to use Umbreon, it's not going to be able to attack anything. I'm going to have to poison everything. Right?
Because and if I want a Phanpy, I gotta wake up at 7 a.m. and I have to farm for the 2% spawn, and it might flee from me. And,
and its best ground type move until Victory Road will be dig or something.
And it doesn't learn.
It'll know tackle
level 33.
Exactly.
But you get a TM for rollout, and if you don't it learns.
Yeah. No, that's true. And you just kind of accept it. And I think because it's not only that the movesets suck, because the whole game, like it's not in a vacuum. The whole game has those similar limitations. You can this is sick right here. This like horde of Braviary. Sorry. You can just kind of accept it and beat the game with those limitations. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean it doesn't suck.
Right.
Yeah, it just means that like you kind of have to go into it. It's kind of just like, I guess it's like any old tech, right? You just got to accept it and meet it where it's at. And I think that's actually why we started talking, right? Because I was saying like you got to meet the games where they're at. I think a lot of people will say like games suck. And SoulSilverArt is in the chat. We did a podcast this week, and I was surprised at how many things we agreed on. Especially like a ranking of all the Switch titles. But I also, what I kept trying to hammer home, not because I, fully believe all of the games are great games, but I do think a lot of the Switch title games are trying to do different things. And we push back on each other quite a bit on that specifically. I think all of the previous Pokemon games, they're all just like the same thing with a new coat of paint. But I feel like a lot of the Switch titles, they're all different games, right?
They're trying to push it. So here's
they're all doing different things
that I view Pokemon games, right? The only reason why I even mention the fact that I think a lot of the older games are bad, that's just in contrast with the reputation. Because the reputation within like the Pokemon community, and on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, the like lapsed Pokemon fans that like the last Pokemon game they played is the best Pokemon game to ever happen to them.
Yeah.
I'm just responding and being like, no, Pokemon games objectively in many different ways get better every single time. Every single time.
In ways. And they're iterative.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's why I said aspects of them objectively get better every single time.
Like I think
they might make certain decisions that you don't like as much as the last thing. Their theming might not be your favorite. Designs might not be your favorite. Them going like maybe you don't like the open world aspect or whatever it is. Right? Like all that stuff. Subjective, but the stuff like them improving the balance of the game and working on the systems within the game,
making battling more accessible,
making it more accessible, making it less monotonous,
introducing new fun mechanics like the raid system. I think that's here to stay. Absolutely,
allowing you to play with your friends in more interesting, lasting ways, and just fully realizing with the world could be and what they very clearly wanted the world to be if you looked at Pokemon in any other instance but the video games and maybe the card game. Like if you look at how they illustrate Pokemon, even in ads for the card game, it's vastly different from what the games actually play like when you play in the video game.
It's true.
But like, I mean, they could have easily, you know, done the Yu-Gi-Oh thing if they wanted Pokemon to be what it is in the games, that would be what it is in the anime. Just like Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like, yo, Dark Magician is Dark Magician. Yugi might cheat sometimes, but Dark Magician does the same thing in the anime that he does in the card game.
That's true.
That's not true in the anime for Pikachu or whatever.
That's interesting.
Because I mean, and even the way that like Pokemon talks about Pokemon, even in the context of the video games, they try to force the narrative that exists in the anime, where it's like, you can win with your favorite. You cannot. You mathematically cannot win with your favorites. You can win with some Pokemon.
If it can learn Metronome, Endeavor, Quick Attack that exists. There's some goofball ways that you could definitely win with your favorite.
So you might
I know what you're saying.
You might be able to cheese a win, right?
Yeah. But can you do that twice?
You might be able to win with a hyper meta team that just so happens to incorporate your favorite.
Yeah.
But that's an entirely different thing from like Ash winning the Pokemon League with the 6 friends that he found along the way. You know, like that's
which is also bogus because he should have been using Pokemon that he actually used along the way, not just captured that year.
Well, you know, he caught them where they live. He caught them where they live. He went to their house and said, "Yo, you live here. You're native here. You should win in your region." Which I way.
But he got a Gengar and a Dragonite and a Farfetch'd and a
but he caught
Lucario.
them there.
Yeah, I don't know. Where's Sceptile? Where's Muck and Kingler?
I feel you.
Those are the OGs.
I would love to see them there. I wish Ash was more like me when I play Pokemon. Like I literally, I'm kind of on the other end of as far as like using the ones that you brought because there's not really a solid 6 for me. Like when I play Pokemon game 9 times out of 10, I mean this replay series is a little different. For reasons I can explain after this if you want. But for the most part, when I'm playing a Pokemon game, it's all vibes. It's like, ooh, that one looks cool. I want that. I catch that. And then I find another one. Ooh, I think that one looks cool too. And then at some point I'm over 6. It's like, all right, I'll use this one too. And then I rotate and I rotate and I rotate. And by the end of the game, I probably regular, especially post like Sword and Shields, like leveling mechanics and like raids and that sort of thing, probably had like 40, 50 Pokemon that I regularly used. Instead of just having like a team of 6. Have like a team of 30 that I'm like, I think all of these Pokemon look cool and I want to use all of them.
I tend to do that in a lot of the 3D era Pokemon games because of the EXP share. I think it's a lot of fun to like have that rotating team. I think it's much harder to do that in earlier games.
You can't.
You can't. And honestly, I would argue and again, this might be the nostalgia talking, but I do find myself really connecting with my Gen 3, with my Gen 4 teams, because you gotta like hustle to get those levels up, you know? I feel like any Pokemon that can't actually fight for itself and gain its own experience is a detriment to the team, and I end up just not using. But when I start with a Ninjask and it takes twice the experience to get to level 20 as anything else because it's gonna evolve into 2 separate Pokemon, like that feels good, right? When I end up bringing that Ninjask all the way in getting the Elite Four ribbon, like that's an accomplishment. And those are Pokemon that like I then will never forget. I'll transfer them up and they're on the squad, you know? And that definitely feels a lot different, I think, in those earlier games because of that. Rather than like, I don't know. I don't even know what was on my X and Y team. I don't even know what I had for
I don't disagree with that, but I also think that it's that's unique to the person and it's how you choose to view it.
I think it's unique to the game, and that's kind of that's where I'm like ending up. I'm like, I don't
think it's unique to the game because you can still choose to play the newer games like that as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Like you don't have to engage in every battle that you see. You don't have to use candies. You don't have to do any of this stuff.
But the inverse is true, where it's like,
I mean, I
that rotation.
You also don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So like I played through a Nuzlocke for both of the newer games, and in both of those games where I made it a rule that I'm not using candies and I'm not grinding raids unless like I specifically had to level a new Pokemon because it's not interesting to watch grinding. It's hard to have like a rotating squad, you know, like you kind of have to have a solid 6 if you're just playing the game in that like OG way, and you're like playing through like playing by like level caps and that sort of thing. I got cooked by Bia many times. Like so I think that's also a thing, but I think a lot of people indulge in these like things that exist for different reasons. Maybe they exist because they found that newer players get frustrated and they stop playing if they can't level up their Pokemon in a straightforward way.
Probably.
There's probably a part of it that they also see the tedium in it. Because I know a lot about Pokemon. I know a lot about competitive Pokemon. I do not want to grind. I don't think grinding is fun. I think that it would be different if the thing that you're doing when you grind is fun. Like if the minute-to-minute gameplay is fun, I'd be down to grind. But scrolling through a menu is not fun. It's the over-encompassing idea of like what playing Pokemon is that in the grand scheme of things is fun. But spending an hour being like, okay, I gotta level up this level 20 Pokemon I just caught to be on level with my level 40s or whatever it's not a great time.
I think the idea is you kind of touched on it there, where it's like the gameplay has to be memorable. So it's like I think back in the day, something else that happens is like I think the older games, because they're top down, because they're built for handheld, you can kind of like multitask with them, and I feel like Pokemon games are really good at like fitting into again, at least they fit into my life in a way that's kind of passive, and in the same way, you know, the same way that I play like maybe TCG Pocket, right, where I'm doing battles just to pass the time, right, on a car ride or whatever. It doesn't need, I don't know, Pokemon games, the battling is what I'm thinking about, it's like easy to just kind of grind through it in a way, for me, that was never really that intrusive. And but I feel like on the newer games, I don't know, there's like a speed, maybe there's too many trainers, it ends up feeling really monotonous. And I think in older, I don't know, I'm thinking about some older games where it's like maybe there's, you know, 5 trainers, you got to get through them, and then when you get through them, there's like, you're on the new city, right?
I think even the older, I mean, I would argue that the older games are more monotonous. And it's not so much because of trainers, it's more so because wild encounters. Like literally, I'll be playing the game, and I hate like anybody that's like that will be in my Pokemon streams. They know I get tight. I'll like walk 3 steps, and I'm like, all right, I ran into a battle. I don't want to battle this Pokemon. I refuse to battle this Pokemon. And that's another big part of. I can explain my general rules for how I'm playing through the game. But one of the things is I'm not grinding. I refuse to grind. The closest thing that I'm going to do to grind is if I specifically am trying to catch a Pokemon and the wild Pokemon that are in that area are a high enough level, I'll take some of them out. But there's at no point when I'm playing through the game, I'm like, all right, I lost that gym battle, gotta go in the grass and run back and forth and fight every Pokemon I see until I'm on X level. It's like, nah, if there's not enough trainers, if there's not like the natural progression of me battling and beating the thing, we're cooked. We're cooked.
Just keep going. Just keep going. You gotta keep battling.
So like that's why like every game so far I've beaten the league like 20 levels under what the Elite Four Pokemon
but I feel
because I'm just
fun,
like
though. I think that's
not.
fun.
I mean I agree. I do like that aspect of it of like
it's challenging in a different way, right?
Yeah.
And it actually requires you to kind of like have a strategy in order to beat it.
Right.
Yeah, man. I honestly do think, you know, I do think there is a little bit of a preference here because I find myself playing games as like a multitasking thing, right? Like I find myself playing Pokemon. Like we're having this discussion, I'm just running around, right? And that's not totally true because I guess the main campaign, like I am focusing on the gameplay, which is different.
I agree that that's a thing, right? I just think that Pokemon as a property, like what it is and what it's become and like how it exists in the world is too big to be that.
Yeah.
I think that like it's also big enough to be that and more.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's still possible for them to eventually, or even like simultaneously, if they can manage it and get the teams for it, to still have more passive experiences. But at the end of the day, it's kind of embarrassing when you got Big Brother Mario and Boy Zelda over here cooking. Like whenever there's a new Zelda or a Mario game, they're easy Game of the Year contenders. Pokemon has arguably never been a Game of the Year contender. Like for us as people that love Pokemon, sure, there's probably like multiple years where Pokemon was the favorite game to come out that year. But most people in the gaming world would not say that a Pokemon game was the best game that released in any individual year. And that's because of how small their scope is. And I think that they could be more than that.
No, I agree, man. I really do think. I think there's nothing wrong with asking more from the things that you like. I find myself defending that often because I feel like the enjoyment that I get out of Pokemon is not necessarily the gameplay. Like I don't care if it's
everything else around.
Yeah, it's the world. I always just look at as the game as the access point, and I don't think it was until recently where I felt a disconnect. Right, where all of a sudden the illusion that the portal of the game offered me, it wasn't until recently that I felt like that was starting to shatter a little bit. And I think some of it had to do with like the limitations that the games were putting on me as a player and the freedom that I had. Some of that was with like Dexit, for example. Some of that is with like BDSP, where it just being like frustrating to play. Scarlet and Violet. Visually, I'm like, I know this is a game, right? I can see underneath all of these assets at any given time. There's constant glitches. It's not smooth. So, and again, those every time I say that, I feel like I'm just like, that's like easy bait, right? Just like the most lukewarm take.
It is what it is.
But seriously, I think it bothers people because it's like I'm losing that access point that I've always had. And I think there's a safety in all these like classic games. Not saying anything about the criticisms that you've brought up because I think it makes sense. Do those games hold up? No, they really don't. You can enjoy them, but
they're comfortable.
Yeah, they're comfortable, but you're right. They don't hold up as games.
And you've already accepted their flaws.
Yeah.
So like they almost don't exist.
Yeah.
Because you're actively not even actively anymore. You're in your subconscious. You're explaining away every problem that you encounter.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Which is like that's funny. That's totally true. Jake's always saying that. He's like, why you guys give these games so many excuses? And I'm like, I got an excuse for everything.
So for me, I think I'm in a similar space with this game. Just
Scarlet and Violet.
Not even as a means to defend it, but more so I've just kind of given up until they decide to actually be more, right? It's like I would prefer for them to try to like grow and become bigger and like at their own pace than for them to stagnate because that's just easier for them to do. I would rather them
like the experimentation,
like 30 more glitchy open world games, assuming that they learn how to make open world games along the way.
Assuming in Gen 13 it's not glitchy.
And to be fair, to be real, I think that they're going to get better a lot faster than people give them credit for. But I would prefer that to the alternative that I see a lot of like hardcore Pokemon fans suggest, where it's like, just go back to pixel art and stuff. No, I don't want the biggest property in the world.
It would be cool.
Like, I'm going to go back to making games like I made when I was an indie.
Bro,
like, that'd be a cool little side project.
Exactly.
That'd
be one side project.
That'd be cool to train up junior devs with. But their main project should not be a little small, quaint, 16-bit. I don't want that. I think that it would be, again, I agry, it would be neat as
Chat,
like a nostalgia play and stuff like that.
I want that,
but Chat. I don't want it to be their like, this is our holiday game.
This is
I don't want that.
Well, you know what? We're kind of tiptoeing around it now. All right, and I did put it in the title, and we've barely talked about it. Switch 2, Pokemon games. What are you thinking?
I mean,
you 5 years, 6 years from now, what are you thinking? What do you
I think?
What's your prediction for the future of Pokemon on Switch 2?
I still think they're tiptoeing their way to be Breath of the Wild. I think they genuinely want to aim for that sort of acclaim.
I think the Legends. Honestly, it felt pretty bold that they actually despite sales numbers, were like, no, you're getting more Legends games. This is what we're doing.
I mean, the sales were good.
Sales were good. Sales were good, but they were they were the same as like Let's Go. They were the same as BDSP.
They sold more than Let's Go.
But like by like 1 million.
It's a single SKU game.
Yeah, that's true.
That has no multiplayer, no tail end, like no long like post game, no DLC, nothing like that.
They had no way to milk it. I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's true.
And it sold close to 20 million units. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, I guess I'm happy that they took the right information from that. I'm glad that they weren't like, it sold the same technically as BDSP. That's what I was afraid of.
We've talked about this.
Yeah.
But I'll just push back on that a little bit. I don't think they information. I think that Legends is a better lesson as a proof of concept. I don't think that it's cool enough to be its own thing unless they expand it by a lot and they make it a game that's worth playing for a long time and all this other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think that we need the Legends games to be their own thing for us to get what they do well out of them. Like, I think they could easily be a part of a bigger, bolder, more ambitious project, and it's like a seasonal DLC kind of thing. I could easily see them. I could see Pokemon be like, and I don't mean this in every way because I think people take this very literally when I say this, but I could see it being like its own version of a live service kind of thing, where instead of this holiday season, here's a new $60 Pokemon game. It's this holiday season. Get ready to boot up the Pokemon game that we developed for this generation because you're going to give us $45 to expand that game by another generation or a region or story or whatever it is.
So this would be, I'm sorry, I'm lost. Would this be with the Legends type of game? Or you're saying
it would be both of those things. It would be both. It would be, instead of us getting individual like releases of here's Pokemon Red and Blue, here's Pokemon, like instead of that, it's
like a longer Pokemon generation, like that. Like
here's Pokemon Nintendo
Gen 10
Switch 2 edition.
Yeah.
And at launch, here's the 10th generation region.
Yeah.
And then 3 years later, here's our Kanto Blast from the Past edition DLC where it's Pokemon Legends Articuno or whatever.
Sure.
And that's what
cool.
It is, right?
Yeah, the proof of concept I think is like in this DLC. Of Scarlet and Violet, where it's like you go across, like you just jump on a plane, go across the world, and you're playing in a region that's familiar in the current engine. So now they don't need to, because I don't think it's sustainable to like the old formula of building it's not an engine, but like building what would you call it, like a game build, doing developing an art style and a game build and a battle system.
It is an engine.
Yeah, maybe for Pokemon it's an engine. I know like sometimes an engine is really just like whatever. Yeah. Instead of building a game engine, let's say Gen 4, and then being like, what if we put the Gen 2 story in this game, right? And then we're like, quadrupling how much money we can make, right? By reusing these, like, this asset that we build. That made sense 20 years ago, but it doesn't make sense now because it's like you build this entire open world game where there's no room for interpretation. Like, this little rock has to be placed there by a developer, right? You can't build a game that's the same scope in all these different regions. I think the solution is what you're saying, where we get a Gen 10 title on Switch 2, 2026, and then 2027 they go, you can go to Alola. But it's like maybe it's not the entire region. Maybe it's you can go to the main island on Alola. And then
I think it could still be the entire region.
Maybe.
Because you got to think about it.
That seems like a lot of work then.
Most times when Pokemon is going to make a new game,
yeah,
they're making a new game from scratch.
Yeah.
They're not doing the thing where it's like, all right, we're just building it in the Unreal Engine, and that's most of the work. Like when a developer like Game Freak makes a video game, most of the time that they're spending on developing the video game is making the engine. So if you take all of that work out of there and you say, let's just spend 6 years making a really big, really ambitious engine that we can continuously build onto, that allows them to focus those subsequent years post the interim between generations and stuff like that, saying, okay, let's spend a fraction of the time. Let's spend the same amount of time that we used to spend on building entire engines for video games for just additional content, just building in the regions and adding the gyms and writing the dialogue and designing it and doing all that stuff, instead of having to worry about every aspect of the technical side of it every time they do it.
I love it. Yeah, so I've low-key didn't mean to ignore Soul this entire time. He's saying, I agree with AJ. And he's saying, why is Dusty not saying that I agree with AJ? So, listen, the problem, the fear, not the problem, the fear. Gen 10 comes out, and it looks like shit. And then for the next 5 years, we have all these beautiful iterations, this lost potential where we have these cool... I mean, dude, as much as I've played Scarlet and Violet, as much as it has offered to the series, I think it's done a lot of great things. Like, what am I looking at? It's actually like... And it's not even like a Game Freak is lazy, and I'm just like trolling on Twitter. It's like, this does not look... It's like... like it is frustrating.
I would say that's not an argument against making games that are bigger. I think it's an argument in favor of it.
Yeah,
because
no, I'm not even arguing. I'm just saying that is my fear, because I think everyone was everyone was like, I guess a year ago, right? The rumor was Gen 5 remakes. People were like, what if we get Johto remakes? And then people were saying, I don't even want that. I don't want that on Gen 9, right? I don't want an Ilka, and they say I don't want an Ilka game. It's like cheaply made. But
yeah, that was whack. That was whack. Because it's not even their fault. Like,
I know, yeah.
Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl sucks because Diamond and Pearl
of Game Freak. Yeah.
Like, those games suck. So there's some things that are new in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, like the movement is janky and that kind of thing. Yeah, sure, whatever. But most of what is bad about those games is the fault of Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
And that is what's wrong.
And
with
what people don't give those games credit for, and we talked about this on the podcast. If you guys have not listened to this yet, the podcast it's live from this week. But I feel like I spent the short BDSP segment trying to emphasize that no one talks about all the good things that it added. Like, I think the Underground is so cool in a lot of ways. This is a cool thing that, like, I thought of a couple times. I don't know if it has any legs, but like, what if? Okay, so the Underground in BDSP basically doubles the map size of BDSP. And another game that doubles the map size is Tears of the Kingdom. I love the idea of Legend ZA, right? They've been saying it all takes place in Lumio City. What if you can enter the catacombs, right? Of the Paris catacombs, and whatever the Pokemon version of that is, and in Legend ZA, there's basically like a whole underground map, just like they did with BDSP. Like, that's, I don't know. Maybe that's just a cry for more content.
It would be cool.
But that's cool. I don't know. And then you can, there's a lot of fun things you could do with that. But I don't know. That's something that is cool in BDSP that I feel like people aren't, they talk about that and then complain about the fact that they got rid of other features, which they did, but personally it doesn't affect. I don't care. I didn't care.
So far, I'm not far enough into Platinum to be able to fully judge. I'm seeing some things that they do better and stuff like, oh, okay, the pacing's a little better. Like it's fun watching like the little ways that they change certain things and like that kind of thing.
Like with the trees and stuff.
It's still giving Gen 4. It's still giving me like all the things that I don't like about Gen 4.
It's so slow.
Just a little better.
Yeah, chat saying chug, 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 chug.
Yeah, just like a little teeny better. But I haven't gotten to hell yet. So
yeah, that's true.
Once I get there, then we'll see if it's as much better as people have been telling me for years.
That's crazy because I actually never played Platinum growing up. I did play it, but not growing up when I was a kid.
I just never played it because
it's like an Diamond. Edgy boy's like, that's his like, that's like the dream. You go to the underworld and defeat Satan. That's epic.
I'm like pretty anti-edgy. I'm not.
No, me too. Me too. But still, that's.
I think a lot of times when things are edgy, it's a turnoff for me. I'm like, ew, Power World, you're trying way too hard. Like,
dude, you know what I saw the other day? I saw it was an ad, maybe on TikTok. It was a ripoff of Pal World. It was called like Palmon or something.
Yeah,
and it was like
I think I saw what you're talking about.
I was like, what kind of world are we in right now? This is horrible. It's crazy. A knockoff of the knockoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Soul says Platinum's pretty good actually, and Soul is he's notoriously an edgelord. He wouldn't say that. I don't even know if that's an insult to say Lord. The Lord part sounds that sounded mean, but he just.
I think the edgelord is just part of it.
Yeah,
there's no other way to.
He loves Absol.
Yo, he makes great rap songs. Absol is great.
yeah. It's true.
I love Soulburger.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I still am reserving judgment. Yeah. I don't feel negative about the game yet. I mean, there's certain things that I do feel negative about, but most of that is like an indictment of Diamond. And it's just the things that are the same, where it's like, oh my God, I'm like halfway through the game and I'm still mostly only running into Staravia and B-Barrel and
dude, yes,
like Buizel.
No, I forgot about the encounters, dude. The encounters actually are so brutal.
They suck so bad. So it sticks out a lot in how I'm playing the game or playing through all these games. I keep mentioning I'm gonna talk about. I'm just gonna talk about it. The part of my rules is I'm prioritizing new Pokemon and specifically new Pokemon that if I can manage it, new Pokemon that display some sort of new mechanic. So like in Johto, I made sure to get a Steel Pokemon and a Dark type Pokemon. That sort of thing. So like this game makes that particularly hard because most of the Pokemon that you run into, especially, I mean, even in Platinum, right? As far as I've seen so far, again, I'm like halfway through the game. I just got my 5th badge.
Yeah.
The new Pokemon are old Pokemon. It's like here's a bigger dex than Diamond, but
you can't use any of them. And well, that was the problem. You can't use any of them until
it's like Houndour. Yeah. Like, yay, a Pokemon that I'm not going to catch because that's Gen 2, and I already used that in my other playthrough.
Dude, this is the team: Cherubi, Buizel.
I am trying to get Cherubi.
Cherubi's good.
I already have Primplup, so I don't want to get Buizel.
Okay, sure.
I did consider that.
Can you get the joke is you can't get fire types.
Yeah, I mean I can get Ponyta.
Sure, but that's an older Pokemon, yeah.
But I can't get that one. Yeah, exactly.
You could get Magmar and then evolve it.
I could do that.
I'm
trying to think of my Flareon right now. So I had one Pokemon that I remember I had for a long time is I had Apom because it evolves into Ambipom. But here's the thing. I hate Ambipom. I love Apom.
Apom's cute.
Ambipom is like Ambipom's like the original. Look what they did to my boy. Yes. And then they did it even worse with Duat. Yeah. So I'm like, brother. So
no, dude,
my chat
not that bad. Jeez.
We had this discussion on the stream.
I
can't
know.
do it. I can't do it. But so here another rule, because I'm streaming it, is my chat names everything. They name all the Pokemon. Fun. So they knew off rip that I was debating getting rid of Apom. It's a girl Apom, so they named it Gwen Stacy because they're like, it's going to die eventually.
Sure.
She's getting cooked. So I did eventually get rid of Ambipom.
Spoilers. That's fun.
I forgot who I switched in for, but yeah,
that's fun, man.
Ironically enough, this generation is the generation that I've been switching through Pokemon the most, and it's not even necessarily for a good reason, but it is true. I have been like, okay, no, I don't want this Pokemon, or I have a better option here, or whatever it is. So I don't know. I'm having fun. That's the thing about the series that's also fun/funny. Is like I always start out having fun, man. I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Dude, every new game is
playing Gen
magical.
1 is going to be sick. And then I play Gen 1 and then I get through to a certain point and I'm like, oh yeah, this game sucks. Yeah, and then I'm like, I can't wait for Gen 2. I can't wait for Gen 2. Gen 2 is going to be so much better. And then I get to a certain point, I'm like, oh, this game sucks.
Dude, you know what? It might be the challenges that you're applying, right? Just like how we say that like the games are, we think the games are good because of the ROM hacks, right? And the edits of the game. It might also not be that much fun because you're putting limitations on yourself. But if you just choose, because I feel like a lot of these games are built so you're supposed to use some of these boring Pokemon, which is a problem of the game. But
most of my problems don't usually have anything to do with my Pokemon, with my team. outside of the thing about Emerald not having access to the like physical moves that I need.
Yeah,
for the
that's another thing you could ignore. I feel like it only affects a couple Pokemon.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
The physical special split not existing. I feel like it definitely affects a lot of Pokemon, but
it affected literally every Pokemon on my team.
What was your team? What was your team?
I had Sceptile, Hariyama.
Shit. Yeah.
Swellow.
No, Swellow's good. Swellow's good. Normal flying. It's physical.
I had Swellow.
That's good.
Like when I needed a flying type, it was sick. But I needed more than that. And that's where the problem arises.
Sure. Dude, I can't wait for you to get to Gen 5. I think
Gen 5, and I've been saying this since the beginning. I've made like several like vague predictions of like I think this is how I'm going to feel about the games as I go through them, and so far I have been right. I'm like, I think Gen 3 is where it's going to start to pick up, and I'm going to think that it's good, and then I'm going to be like, but they didn't do this right.
Sure.
Like they didn't do this part right, and to be fair, I mean there was one problem that was relatively early in the game, and that's just the fact that they're bad at narrative design, kind of. But like gameplay in the context of narrative design, like they wanted to tell a specific part of the story, and the way that they wanted to tell it didn't make sense with how you engage with the video game. And I'm like, this is annoying. It was specific. I had to find Captain Stern or whatever, and like where he was not clear with how the game is designed.
I used to always get stuck there as a kid. So that's real.
As it's like they did a bad job.
How am I supposed to know where he is? I don't know where he is.
But that was ultimately like temporary. The
Yeah.
problem was solved. I still think that it's a bad part of the game, but it was nowhere near anything close to the things that I had problems with in the generations prior. The only point of the game that I was like, this is a game that I think is bad and I don't want to play it anymore was the battle. And in the grand scheme of things, that's not the worst thing in the world, you know? Like that's a completely optional thing. I don't have to play that. They don't even like that's not like a core part of what they see Hoenn as being or whatever.
No. And that game,
they'll do it.
They basically made the ultimate like competitive post game in a game that existed before there was before there was Wi-Fi essentially. Yeah,
they did,
and it sucks because of the way the game is actually built. Because if that type of system was around, like
if they did it now,
Gen
it
9,
would be sick.
Yeah, because you could actually min-max your Pokemon. Yeah,
right, exactly.
But you can't do that back then.
It's super RNG back then because of the
and they cheat.
how limited. Yeah, they cheat crazy. They cheat so crazy.
It's like the 10th critical hit in a row. What do you mean? You know,
and critical hits in a row.
Yeah,
they collude.
Every headbutt is a flinch. Yeah, every air slash.
They collude because they're like, yo, this guy Sceptile is tearing it up. We need to load up on Dragon Pokemon with fire type moves.
Yep.
You know, like that kind of stuff. I'm like, bro.
And they all randomly could also have electric type moves, but they just so happen to always have fire type moves. Yeah.
It's just it happens so many times, and it will be like specific to like the 3 Pokemon I bring in, where it's like there will be a set of 3 that I have that's like specifically weak to water type Pokemon with ice type moves or whatever, right? And it's like, all right. Cooked. Like
Dude.
That stuff would happen after like you get to the 3 streak and they're like, all right, you're right in front of the Frontier Raid. No, not anymore. War Turtle, Ice Beam, and I'm like, well, but again, I don't super hold that against the game. I am going to talk about it. It's a negative aspect.
Dude, I'm excited to watch this video when you finally put it out.
Going to take a while because I need to.
Yeah, you got to compile everything.
It's the kind of thing that I got to get somebody else to edit it.
Sure. Yeah, just because you're so. That's so much footage of your face of
so
hearing
much
your own takes. Yeah, you're like, I've lived this enough.
Yeah, it's just better being like if I can have somebody else like contextualize the in the moments that matter.
Yeah.
So that I can go through, watch it, and then script the like fully thought out context to that.
Start with start out with like your top high level highlights. Like this is what I want to say. Stitch it together. I need something to look at.
Right, like give me a 30 to 45 minute long cut, in chronological order of what happens, and give me like bullet points on like criticisms that come up a lot.
Yeah,
we haven't go through.
Yeah, we have an update. Soul said he actually disagrees with you now. He said the Johto comments went too far. So. Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to completely agree with everything I say.
He's chilling,
which is fine.
I don't. This is his podcast. He's chilling, eating. What did he say? Shepherd's pie right now. Damn.
Yeah,
dude. You could be defending. You could be defending Johto. AJ, I might have to jump soon. I'm. My wife's gonna be home soon, and we gotta watch some TV. I'm still kind of chilling, but But yeah, dude. Yeah, you want to plug something? I feel like I didn't properly plug you guys.
Yo, go watch my video, man. The YouTube algorithm is cooking me.
Let me see
specifically because I don't think people like the thumbnail. I'm working on changing it, but in the meantime, watch the video. People that watch the video are liking it. It is performing well in terms of like watch time and whatnot. But people got to click on it first.
Here, let me. I'm getting the link right now.
Thank you.
For sure, man. Oh, yeah, dude. It was kind of crazy. I really feel like I am excited, but I'm also like, I also don't really know what other input I can give to a Nintendo console. You know? I'm just like...
What do you mean? Like what else they could do? Or?
Yeah, I'm just like... I think I just have naturally... I just have the horse blinders on for Pokemon.
For what it's worth, I don't think we know everything.
Yeah.
I think there will be more information that will fully like contextualize what their full vision of it is. I think that it's probably going to be a little bit more than just like the PlayStation 3 equivalent to PlayStation 2. You know? I think that it's going to do more than we expect it to do. But even it just being like a higher performing Nintendo Switch, I think will do a lot for them and for the games that their developers want to make. Because that's most of it. That's most of it with a Nintendo console. It's like, how excited does what this console do make our developers? And if those sets of features excite the developers, they make really good games, people buy the games, and other developers get on board.
Dude, that's so true. I feel like we've been living in such a great time for Nintendo. I do actually remember. I forgot, but I remember when people were like, Nintendo should stop making consoles. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was right before the Switch.
Time. Yeah, it really was.
Right before the Switch. You know what? And I love it because we're like a lot of the like Nintendo YouTubers that were around in that time owe their glow up to that. Yeah, right? Absolutely. Because it was us being like, yo, I'm telling you, Nintendo NX is going to be sick, dude. It's going to be sick. I promise you it's going to be sick. And then every other gaming pundit's like, no, it's going to suck.
They're done.
But when it came out, nobody wanted to watch them. They're like, all right, let's all go to the like Bob Wolfs and beat 'em ups and like, you know, let's watch them talk about Nintendo because they're actually excited about it right now.
I know, seriously, dude, that was actually kind of revolutionary. That, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I remember being like sad, being like, damn, I love Nintendo. What do you mean I'm not gonna get a Game Boy ever again? That's crazy.
Yeah, no, those people were always crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that like, Nintendo.
I mean, it's already just a massive and long-standing company. Like, even they failed. Not even if they failed, they failed. Even if they failed again, they would still probably be like, "We're gonna make the cheapest thing you've ever seen, and it'll be innovative, and we'll have our win again." How could you say that after the success of the Wii? That's actually insane.
The success of the Wii, the DS,
the DS,
the 3DS,
the Game Boy, the freaking Game Boy. Oh my god!
It's just crazy because
they had a bad 5 years.
Nintendo, in terms of consoles, like home consoles, they've been failing for decades.
Sure.
Like every home console until the Wii, which was this little anomaly, sold worse than the last one. Every single one that has been the trend.
The
only thing that really kept them alive was handhelds. It was like, it's fine that the N64 sold like a fourth of its competitor because we have the Game Boy Advance. And that's like one of the best consoles of all time.
They've always led with games and experiences and like innovation. I mean, that is true. I feel like everything we know about gaming is really owed to the Super Nintendo, right? Or the NES or whatever. I feel like that was like the thing that really started the boom of like hobbyists having video games, you know, or like regular people. Yeah. Right? I mean, that was so long ago. That's like ancient at this point, but
I would say like when it really took off was like, I mean, it was Game Boy. It was Game Boy. Like Nintendo exists in the way that they do because of Game Boy, Pokemon, to be real.
Yeah.
And then obviously Mario. Like Mario, like, you know, like
it's Mario.
He's their Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
If we're not counting Pikachu.
Yeah. But we're counting on this channel. We're counting Pikachu.
Yeah. I mean, just as their Mickey Mouse.
No,
like,
I know.
Pikachu
is
Mickey Mouse just in general.
Hey, yeah, that's true. Pikachu got a movie before Mario, actually.
Yeah.
If we're, yeah.
He sure did.
I go straight into the measuring contest. I'm like, it's Pokemon's better. Pokemon is the best.
It's just like Nintendo owes their success in a lot of ways to Pokemon because their consistent successes were consoles that had full Pokemon games on them. Yeah. And Pokemon was amongst the best-selling ones. You know, like Pokemon alone sells consoles. And a lot of times more than one, because it's like, oh man, like I get Pokemon, and then all my friends got to get Pokemon, and we got to get link cables, and we trade with our friends, or your big brother gets Pokemon, and then you're like, I want a Pokemon, and then you got to get a Game Boy for that kid, and then you got to get them the Pokemon game, and you know, like
you know what's crazy, and that's literally how they position the Switch kind of in the same way, which is crazy because it's a home console.
You guys were talking about it earlier with the Switch Lite. That's why the Switch Lite exists, because it's an easy, like, all right, bro, I'm not getting you a $300 tablet to play Pokemon, but I'll get you a $200 one.
And
you know?
And I didn't even think about it, but like I literally did. My family essentially got a Wii, but I didn't want to spend. I was in high school and I had a job, and I didn't want to spend $60 to buy the new whatever game on the family console. Listen, it'll get broken or something. Like I'm like, no, I'm taking that money. I'm buying another Pokemon game. I'm buying a game for my DS, whatever it might be, right? Like I'm buying it for, which is, you know, maybe I'm a selfish, you know, prick, maybe, but like, you know, that's true. It's like I want my own thing, and I definitely would have bought if there was a Wii Lite, I definitely would have got a Wii Lite, a Switch Lite, you know. That's crazy. Yeah, dude, I'm going to keep yapping. I should leave. Thank you, AJ, for joining me. This was fun. I'm hoping I hope we can meet up at PAX East. That'll be fun.
I'm down. I need to sign up for the press.
Yeah, sign up for it.
I saw chat. I saw your compliments. I don't know what
you got some new subs.
I don't know what an unofficial official watch hog is, but I'm going to assume that it's a good thing.
Oh, the gassy watch hog?
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that that's good.
His name is Ryan, and I think the lore is that him and some other people were like, we need our DustyGogoat version of a username. So it was like adjective Pokemon, and they were like gassy watchhog. That's what I've heard.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What would yours be? Something Charizard.
Something Charizard. You know.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, like tedious Charizard. I'm thinking about like your playthroughs right now. Your Pokemon games that you're playing through every single Pokemon game. You're kind of frustrated. You're like,
yeah, heated Charizard.
Yeah, heated Charizard. That's it. He's heated Charizard. That works. All right, cool. All right, guys, go check out AJ's channel. Watch Redirect. Yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Thank you for the donations, the subs. Yeah. We'll see you guys very soon. Go check out yeah, man. Good night, AJ. I'll see you. See you, chat.
Bye-bye.